Welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 225 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG! Welcome back. This is Dream Twister, and this is The Real, episode 200 and something of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. I can't do it. You see, I can't even do it
with enough,
practice.
Yeah, practice. You should be able to get it. I mean, it's only taken me 225 episodes, so
there you go.
That's enough. That's a drop in the bucket.
If that is even the real number. Oh,
I know at this point, yeah.
You certify it, but now that certification means nothing.
Yeah, I know. Nowadays, I have to completely check. 225 is correct, guys. 225 is correct. Sir, how are you doing today?
I am fan-freaking-tastic, sir. I don't have beer in my house, unfortunately, because I wasn't smart enough to buy. No, I haven't done groceries. I got paid today, all right? So, but I did have enough.
Paid today. Okay.
Yeah, so I did have enough stuff over there to make me some sort of liqueur over here that I'm enjoying quite a bit.
What'd you make?
No, it's just a margarita.
It's not the Peste de Hombre that we used to have, huh?
No, oh man, remember those? Those were the killer. Jeez,
they were a killer for many reasons.
Yes, the Peste de Hombre. What were the ingredients? I forgot the ingredients of Peste de Hombre.
I don't recall. I know whiskey was involved, which is why it had that little bit of a, that manly, oomph.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Oh no! This is not. This might as well be scent of a lady. Might as well be.
Margarita. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Scent of a lady. That's actually a good film. I like that. A Scent of a Woman. I think it's Scent of a Woman. Yeah.
Scent of a Woman is the movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Scent of a Lady is the prequel.
Scent of a Lady is the porn parody.
Oh yes, that's right.
Oh my god.
The movies with porn movies with the what's I gonna say, with hilarious names. Can you think of any?
Oh, no, that comes to mind. I mean, there's a classic, Debbie Does Dallas, but that's
60
years old at this point.
Yeah.
I can't think of the other ones. Yeah.
Goodwill Humping.
Nice.
Sex story. Sex toy story.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, wait, sex story. So is that a Christmas story made into?
That's probably one. Yes.
I'm sure. There's one thing that we can all agree with is that the porn industry is a constantly moving industry that's always working.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I think I heard that one on TV somewhere. Oh,
Friends.
That's what it was. Yeah. I was like, I feel like I heard that somewhere. Nice.
In and out and in again.
Oh my god. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Enough about the porn. This is not.
Yeah.
This is not this podcast. Yeah. This is our other podcast where we rate the content of Pornhub.
The Mouthful After Dark. It's not available in every nation because
it can be. The Mouthful means something else also on that version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a whole different type of mouthful, my friend.
But the Mouthful podcast is available on every nation. I have sir.
Yes, some interesting stats that we've stumbled upon, which I'm pretty kind of happy about. I wasn't sure that the world cared about this.
Evidently, I was perusing our podcast stats just because I needed something to make me cry a little, and unsurprisingly, most of our downloads come from the United States, of course. But I was surprised to see a few countries that I was not expecting to have the amount of downloads.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw Indonesia. People down in Indonesia download the Mouthful podcast. There are 5 people at least. they haven't got they haven't gotten arrested for downloading this.
I don't think. Yeah. I don't think we are illegal in Indonesia. Yeah.
No. we
Yeah.
got we got people in New Zealand.
Our talk
Uh,
about porn a moment ago may have not helped that, but
no, no. Well, it definitely didn't ban us from China, where we have 4 listeners.
oh, nice.
They are they are stop oh my god, what's the thing that Han Solo does? Smuggle. They're
Oh,
smuggling the
smugglers. Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, they're smuggling the podcast. We have one download from Italy, and I bet that was you when you went to Italy.
It was
Almost
probably
thought-
me. Yeah, it was probably me because I was just like, you and what was it? I think Shadow was still with you at this point,
yeah,
and or
yeah,
still with
me and
us.
Shadow.
So it
Yeah.
was you and Shadow, and I was like, well, let me, since I'm out here, let me just grab it. So that's probably where that one came from. Yeah.
Yes, that was there. Our love to the people of Italy, and to the people of Spain. You know how many listeners we have in Spain?
How many?
13. We got 13
Wow.
people
Lucky
listening to the
number 13.
podcast in Spain. And you know how many in the UK? 28.
28 in the UK.
We got
Wow.
28 in the
Oi,
UK.
governors.
Oh,
That's all I have to say to all you guys.
hold on.
I have no idea.
27. Hold on. 25. No, it
We're
updated.
suddenly losing them,
14.
and they're gone.
And they're gone. So I'm glad to see this. I mean, granted, I need to point it out that you don't need to point out to us that there is a small chance that some of this might be just like bots or some stuff like that. But
True.
we're gonna take it at face value and we're gonna say hello, hi, welcome, konnichiwa. No, we don't have anybody in Japan, so I'll take my
No,
konnichiwa
no
back.
Japanese yet. Let's see. I don't know any other language. Hola.
Hola, yes.
Yeah.
How do you say hello in English? Because we have UK listeners.
The cheers, actually.
Oh, cheers. There you go.
Cheers. Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And New Zealand, what's going on, New Zealand?
So I don't know. I got nothing from New
Happy
Zealand.
Daily de Gangsta. We got people in Brazil. We got people in Mexico. Hola, Mexico.
Orale. All right.
Yeah. And we got one person in Canada because they
Is
have
it
better
French
taste.
Canada or
Oh, there is no Canada like French Canada.
so I hear.
Everybody
I
knows
hear.
that. Yes.
Yeah, that's just true. That's true.
If you live
Hopefully,
there for a
this
day,
person
you'll
who's
understand.
listening is from French Canada. Otherwise, we've insulted him. Because if he's in the other part, he'd be like, "What?
What?
Unsubscribed." Yeah, immediately.
No, I'm not even gonna attempt
A French accent? No, I can't
No.
even do it. Yeah.
No, that's not.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If this is your first time listening from anywhere across the world, please go to goodgame.rocks, ROCKS, and join the conversation. It takes you right to our Facebook group. And of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone.
I feel like I will apology to the every now and then we get a request to join the group from like China or someplace like that, and I'm like, you're not listening to the podcast. You don't even know. And I reject thinking that they're bots, they're marketing bots or hackers or stuff like that. And,
Don't we have a questionnaire for them to answer before?
yeah,
before they come in?
it's a very complex set of questions. It just says, "Are you human?" And yet, most people can't seem to be able to answer that question.
I know. As I'm saying, if they can't answer it, then we just have to assume it's a bot. I mean, what are we going to do?
Hey, that's the easiest captcha there ever is. We're not asking you to mark mark where you see the light posts
Yeah.
or the buses or the motorcycles. No, we just
Those
asking
things
you the
always
question.
give me anxiety because I'm like, well, that looks like the corner of a light.
I
I
know.
don't know if
Should I
I
mark
did that
it?
enough. Yeah.
What should I
It's
mark that little part, the little top of the light that is sticking out? The light post that is sticking out on the other quadrant.
yeah.
Because
It's
if
like,
I
oh
mark
man.
something that is not supposed to, I'm gonna fail this thing, and
Yeah,
they're
it's
probably
gonna
gonna
think I'm
lock
a
me.
bot, and
Yeah,
I'm never gonna be let in. My
yeah.
IP address will be blocked.
'Cause
It's
that's how it works
sad.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, what we normally do, first off, is we go into what we have been up to, move on into various news items, and then we finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's
This week
hot
hot
topic,
topic.
the pop culture hot seat for our very own Dream Twister. I
It
have
is
a
gonna be
list
a
here,
riot.
approximately 25 ish pop culture questions,
Wow.
ranging from movies to some TV and a little bit of things here and there. And so, of course, Mr. Dream Twister is going to be on the hot seat, and see, we're going to test his knowledge of said pop culture, and this will not include, by his
Uh,
own request, anything from Pulp Fiction because apparently it's just it's got
at this
nothing
point,
there.
it's just out of spite. It's like it's not that I don't wanna. I seen it free, and I'm like, nope. Right? Why not? Because I like saying that I haven't watched it.
At this point, it's more funnier that you
Yeah,
haven't. At this point, we might as well just
yeah,
leave it as is.
exactly. The moment I lose that, and then what's gonna be my stick? you
Well,
know?
honest in all fairness, it's probably too late. It's probably one of you're gonna watch it and go, "This is okay," and that will probably just infuriate me in chaos. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like we know the movie is like from '93 or something like that. So that's an old ass film at this point. It's just sad that it's been this long and you never. But it's fine. It is what it is. What can you do? I suppose. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start the show with what we have been up to. Mr. Dream Twister,
Sir,
what in the world have you been doing?
what in the world have I been doing? Oh, that is a very complex question. It could take us a couple of episodes to answer just that. Because I have not been doing a whole lot of. No, I watched a movie, and
Hmm.
I'm very glad that I watched this particular movie because I enjoyed it quite a bit. That movie you saw it recently was Jojo Rabbit.
Yes, awesome. Jojo Rabbit. That was
Yes.
a really good movie. I remember enjoying the heck out of it.
Yeah,
Um,
actually,
yeah,
I mean, I wanted to watch this movie from the moment I saw the previews,
which
but I kind of missed it on the movie theater, and then I kind of forgot, and I think it was not until you posted or you mentioned or someone mentioned that they had seen it. I'm like, oh, it's available on streaming services. Great, whenever I
Mhm.
get the chance, I wanna go ahead and catch it, and I did, and dude, it. I'm glad that I saw it because I
Great.
don't
I'm
even
glad.
know I don't even know how to describe it because it's not. It, I'm not gonna say it's not like it's not like it's a funny movie. It's not a
Yeah.
happy movie in the sense that obviously they it is they take with very light heart the stuff that is happening during World War II, and this movie has to do with this kid that is this a German kid during the Nazi regime, and during that era, and this is actually real. There were the schools, and the way that they brought their youth
Hmm.
was basically with this supreme passion for the country and supreme passion for its leader, at that point, Adolf Hitler, and all of the stuff that the movie portrays in kind of like a comical way.
Hmm.
It was real, and kind of shocking that that it happened during that time. When you see the the kids with that fervent you know that fanatic
Nationalism. Yeah.
fervent nationalism, that they feel for the for the country, and how they will train them into like a lot of the things that have to do with war and etc. But the movie does it in a very tongue-in-cheek, very it's funny, but I didn't feel like it was making fun of
Thank
the
you.
subject matter.
Making light of this there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't feel like that. So that's the only thing I was a little bit concerned too, because obviously that era, like there's nothing funny about that era. And when you saw when you see the trailer, the first thing you see is this silly version of Adolf Hitler
Yeah. Yeah.
just like hanging out with this kid. You're like, oh my god, like what is going on?
This is gonna crash and burn. Yeah.
It is, oh god, and I guess, I mean, there obviously there is a reason. I'm not sure if we should say, because I mean, let's put it
You can
this
you
way:
can you
it's
can
a
you can
comedy.
get it from the trailer. You can get
It
it from
is,
the trailer that
yeah.
it's yeah.
It's kind of obvious that this is not the real Hitler. This is
Mhm.
the kid's interpretation, basically, of an imaginary friend. And because he's such a fanatic, his imaginary friend happens to be, the leader of the Nazis, Adolf Hitler.
Yep.
So, but
Played
of
by
course, uh,
the movie's director. That's actually Taika Waititi, the director.
oh, really? I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Well, it must explain why he did such a good job, because
Yeah.
it was hysterical to to see him. And of course you get to see like him and this is again from the trailer. you know he discovers this he meets this Jewish girl, uh and in the movie you see like what becomes of that. I mean, it is definitely 100% uh a recommended watch. I will say it's not a family movie. Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily it's a family movie, but nor is it offensive or anything like
It's
that.
not Schindler's List. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah. I
no,
got
no,
you. Yeah.
God, no, no.
Yeah,
It's, yeah,
it's not something you need to prepare mentally
right,
to watch. Yeah, exactly.
right. No,
Exactly.
no, no. This is something that, hey, you want to see something different, you want to see something fun, and definitely, throw this in, because it's a great, and it has a good message. I actually like the movie, the ending and everything.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it, quite a bit. So I will definitely recommend, for those who have seen it. I think I got it from Amazon Prime. I think I might have. I rented it. I'm sure
Okay.
I rented it. Yeah, I'm sure I had to rent it. Um, or was
What'd
it
you
on
think of
HBO?
his kid friend Yorkie?
Oh, he was freaking adorable, dude.
He was adorable.
He is the most innocent kid that he
It's so
is.
funny.
He's his best friend. It doesn't matter, like whatever is his feelings towards his nationalistic feelings. His friend is his friend, and whatever the choice his friends make, he is like 100% in it. He's like,
Yeah,
cool.
we're
It's like,
down. Yeah,
you're done. Yeah, he was hilarious too. I almost wish there was even more of him
in the film. Yeah,
on
yeah,
film. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Scarlett Johansson, dude. Scarlett Johansson, doing a fantastic performance. I
Absolutely,
love,
absolutely. I agree.
dude. I really liked every character there, but I especially loved her character as the mom, as the
Hmm.
kid's mom.
Scarlett
And
Johansson has, I think, come a long way as an
yeah,
actress.
oh yeah,
I think we can easily say that in the beginning she was a little stiff in a lot of her roles. And
well they
maybe that
kept,
was because she was new, or maybe whatever the case may be, or maybe she was
yeah,
typecast because that's the type of character she could play.
yeah,
But she has definitely the role here. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard The Marriage Story is another really great film, and she's in it as well. Um, and she's just come along. She's just come a long way. I mean, honestly, just look at her in the MCU. Look at her playing the character of dear Lord, Black Widow in from Iron Man 2 all the way to Endgame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can clearly see
yeah.
the maturing as an actress, um, in her roles, and she's forget it. Yeah, she did really really good here. I think she may have been nominated for something on this one. Not entirely sure though.
This movie was it was an Academy Award winner. It says for best adapted screenplay, which
Nice. Okay.
I meant to ask you like what do they mean by that? I don't know much about.
Adaptive
Uh,
screenplay. Adaptive
uh,
screenplay means that it's got a source material
uh,
outside of a film that they've adapted to make it a screenplay. Right. So in other words, let's say if it was a book and they adapted it into a screenplay for
uh,
actual screenplays look like scripts. That
yeah.
is essentially what they look like. So they take the book and adapt it into a script essentially, and the best
Oh.
adaptations win that one. Then you have the other one is best original screenplay, meaning that there is no source material; it's
Uh,
only the script, and so that's the word
oh.
for that one.
So is Jojo Rabbit based on a book?
Yeah, I don't know what it's based on, but definitely based on something prior to it.
I
So
mean, it could
I'm
be.
not sure.
Could it be? Could they make it based on history? Maybe then.
The no,
I
I
know,
don't know.
I know
Yeah.
it sounds silly, but it's a serious question. It's like, because I'm trying to think, like, I didn't think I saw that this was based on a book or the same name or whatnot. But
The original
maybe
source
it's or
material for the film was Lunen's 2004 novel called Caging Skies. So that's where the source. Yeah.
oh, okay, there
So there
you
you.
go,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Cajun
And
Sky.
it could be keep in mind because it's adapted, it could take it and adapt it into something different. Like this may
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Caging Skies may be a much more serious film with all these actions that are happening. And
Yeah,
he took it and adapted into something a little bit more lighthearted, but
yeah.
still kept in, the main storylines.
Mhm.
So that could be where it is. But that's what essentially what adapted screenplay is. It means it came from something else, whatever that may be, and we've adapted it to make into this film.
Got you, got you. Oh, it's such a good movie. Definitely,
Yeah, for
definitely,
sure.
guys. Definitely watch it when you get the chance. As far as games, this week, Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and every other game took a backseat on my plane suddenly. Uh,
Nice.
the no, because I was actually and I am to be fair, I was playing oh shit, what's the name of that game now?
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Dying Light. Dying Light. I was
oh,
playing
then like
Dying Light. I was playing Dying Light and enjoying enjoying it quite a bit. It is it's a game where I mean I already spoken about it, so I'm not gonna say too much other than I'm discovering that with time it just feels like they have polished it so much that it feels good, man. It feels good to play.
yeah.
There's a lot to do, which could be good or bad depending on I'm trying to finish at least one game so I can say, well, I tackled something on my backlog. Now I can jump into the frigging samurai game because I refuse to buy anything else until I at least finish one game on my backlog. And the problem is,
That's what's
I
holding
find
you up,
myself
huh?
yeah, and then of course, Flight Simulator says, "Here I am. Hold my beer. Come, come, get over here.
Come with me. Come with me now.
Come fly with me." No, but I'm not gonna talk about those other games. I'm gonna talk about Flight Simulator. For a little bit that I play, I'm not gonna say that I spent a lot of time on it just yet. But my impressions, which were horrendous at the very beginning when I had to install this game. Oh my God, I was ready to rage quit on it and demand the money back that I didn't spend. because I actually joined Game Pass. I
Oh, for the love!
I joined Game
For $1, right?
for $1. Yeah, yeah. Although to be fair, I would have done it for the. I think it was
The
fine. I
ten
think it's
dollars.
like $5. I think $6 actually. And then they have the $15 version. Like I don't know exactly what the tier is, but I think because it's the beta on PC, which doesn't give me all the catalog that the Xbox console has, because there are games on the console that are not on PC and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa. And obviously there are more on the console because they started Game Pass there. But anyway, I think that's the reason why Game Pass is so cheap on PC, compared to the console, $10 or $15 or whatever it is. But yeah, I got the invitation for $1. I'll buy that for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And I started downloading overnight. I figured, well, it's probably not gonna take that long. But I heard the game is long. It's like over 100 gigabytes. So let me just start downloading it. I'm gonna install it on my D drive, because I didn't want to install. And I don't install games on the C drive, which is where I have my Windows installation, because usually that hard drive it's fast because it's an SSD, but it doesn't have the space of the other ones. Like I have purchased separate terabyte SSDs for games,
Mm-hmm.
and and I have a network storage device where I put the bulk of my Steam catalog, because most of those games don't really need, or I don't care that they have like a really speedy loading time.
Mm-hmm.
But anything that I want a speedy loading time, I install on SSD. So I started installing on D, and the games are downloading. I won't. I go to bed. Left my computer on all night. The next day, I wake up early. I was like, well, I want to at least see, the menu or something like that, or see how it looks or whatever, before I start working. The fucking thing was only a quarter full. It gave me the impression. No, I'm sorry. I take it back. The game downloaded before I went to bed really fast, and I was like, "Uh oh, this is problematic
Yeah,
because
something's wrong
that's
there.
not enough space. I'm gonna start it, but I'm sure that I'm just gonna start it to continue, to continue downloading whatever." So I did that, and the game started, and it gave me this menu, and then it had that loading bar, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's doing the Destiny thing where it downloads the client, but when you turn on the game, it really starts downloading the actual game, or at least how Destiny used to do it back in the day. I'm not sure if they still do that. So that's when I went to bed, and I woke up the next day, and it was on the same spot, and I was
Mm.
like, this is ridiculous. But I figure, okay, so it's because it is freaking launch day, and there's a lot of people, downloading it and whatever. Let me just try it again. I try it again. I'm gonna leave my computer on, uh, and I have to work. So now I have my computer, my wife's computer, because she's working also, the file server, which is on the whole time, and the laptop. So this room was an inferno, a sauna, the likes of we should have never experienced. It must have been like
I can
probably
only
like
imagine.
85 degrees inside here or something. It
Oh
was
my
crazy.
god!
And
And Judy was fine.
Judy was completely fine because she loves warm weather.
That's
And I
hilarious.
was I was here probably working in my underwear. I was not, but I wish I did. No, but then anyway, I figure, okay, I break. Let me check the status. I go on break. I check the status. The game is still downloading. I'm like, my god, like how big is this game? And no, it was just downloading super slow because Microsoft, the Microsoft Store is. If you think, okay, you think PSN used to be bad because I don't think it's that bad anymore. It's not
It's
certainly
gotten
not
better, but
great.
it's still yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is exponentially worse than PSN was back in the day, back in the PS3 era. Uh, and the crazy thing is that this is not a console. This is a PC. So you have what I mean to say is that it has Windows, which is also done by Microsoft. It is using the store, the App Store that is done by Microsoft to download a Microsoft game. So it couldn't like the stars couldn't have aligned better for this to be a simple thing, and they still cannot get it right because the game store, the app store, the Microsoft Windows Store is garbage. It is fucking horrendous. When it's when it started, it also when it finished installed everything on the C drive, even though I specifically told it to install on the D drive. So I had to take time to move all the files to the D drive. I start the game, and the game and now it's working. Once it's working, everything the whole thing the whole field changes because now everything's working really nice.
Okay.
You got this inspirational menu screen. You go do directly to your tutorial, and that first feeling of flying that Cessna, it just takes you back to the previous version when you were playing it all those ages ago. But the graphics are like super gorgeous, and everything moves like super well. Well, I'll rephrase that. It moves super well, but you have to. This is not a game that any computer can run easily. As a matter of fact, the computer that can run this at the highest everything
Mm-hmm.
has not been created yet.
Oh,
So this is talk about future proofing. If you
yeah.
think it's a game that I'm just gonna get my super high end 2080 Ti and my Threadripper 9000 whatever the hell it's called, and I'm just gonna I have the highest of the highest. Yeah, no, you're still gonna have to tone some things down. You got to be realistic. This is not a game that you're gonna be playing at max settings. At high settings, it looks gorgeous. It looks amazing, and that's probably the screenshots that you're seeing. It has to be that.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely a game that is future proofing. I'm not saying that you're gonna have a restricted experience. I jump in and I do the tutorial, which is pretty much a requirement because this is not the type of game that you just want to sit down, pick up a plane, and start. I mean, you could do that, but you're gonna be lost unless you are already know a little bit of this type of games.
Mhm.
If you're versed into simulation, in simulation games, then you'll feel right up home in any of those cockpits of any of those planes. Uh, the version that comes, by the way, the version that comes with Game Pass is the standard version, uh, and that's good because
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you gotta have a reason to buy into it. I mean, let's be real.
yeah. No, because some other times they have actually offered you like the deluxe version of whatever game they were offering, and I was thinking like, oh, are they gonna do that with Flight Simulator, and they didn't, and of course I expected them not to because I'll be silly. Also, I am enjoying the game quite a bit to the point where I feel like, yeah, I wouldn't mind dropping probably up to $100 for it because it goes into some well. There's the $80 version. There's a $60 version, which is the one that I'm playing right now. There's
Hmm.
the $80 version, and then there is the $120 version. And obviously, it's all digital, and all that it means is just, and you get more crap, and you get more crap. If you want to have all the craps, get the $120 version. You're gonna want it anyway. If I feel like that's the version for the ultra fan, the person that is like, yes, I am 100%. I love flying simulators. I am this. This is not my first flight simulator. This is something that I intend to spend time. Yeah, absolutely, go for it because you know that you're gonna jump into it. For me, I feel like if I were to buy to keep, I'll probably stick also with the $60 version because even though I'm enjoying it quite a bit right now, but I don't think I am that level.
Hmm.
Although let me tell you, the experience it is one of a kind. For people that enjoy that kind of stuff. This is a big if. This is not a. This is in no way whatsoever freaking ever. I will say this is an another Martin's joint. Nor
I
would I
know it's
pretend.
not.
No. There's a lot of people in the group that I will probably very judgmentally so be like, this is not for you. This is not for you. This is not for you. This is definitely for you, Armando. This is not for you. This is not for you. It's like it's not that type of game. It's not to be fair. It's not a game where you take off and suddenly you have missions. I almost wish that there were missions. I feel like what's lacking on this game
Hmm.
is some sort of mission structure where maybe they have me fly. They have events that you could do and or difficult landings that you can try or stuff like that. But as far as having missions, let alone a campaign, no, you're not
No
gonna have
such thing.
no such thing. And I almost wish it had something like, well, you have to drop supplies, somewhere, so you just fly to this destination, whatever. Some people don't need that. Some people, honestly, I can make a flight plan that says I wanna take off from Orlando International Airport and I want to land at the Sanford Airport. It's a short flight. It's probably gonna take me 15 minutes, but it doesn't matter. It's my flight plan, or I can make something longer. Right now I have not flown anything that is not propelled. Like I haven't gone
Hmm.
to jet engines or anything like that, let alone an airliner. I'm actually I'm actually afraid of starting with an airliner because for some reason I feel like I have a lot of responsibility flying this plane if I were to do it. And it's silly, I know, because whatever. But I haven't crashed yet. No, actually, I take that back. I didn't stick one landing, so I crashed once on the 3 or 4 hours that I've been playing. That's not bad. I landed on my first try. It was rough. It was choppy, I'll say, but I landed. But you can make those plans. You could decide. Okay, I want to take off from here, land over there, and I want to take this route so that I can sightsee. Uh, whatever. And let me tell you, not every area has the high fidelity of the
Hmm.
photogrammetry that they use. Uh, but the areas that does, dude, it's a different experience. It is something else. It looks
I mean,
awesome.
from what you shared so far, yeah, I've just the images that you shown. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good.
It,
Looks really
it,
good.
yeah, I think I sent you one of the images I sent you was flying over our workplace, and
Hmm.
you can tell like, hey, yeah, that's the workplace. I've also flown over my house, over my sister's house, over several different areas, and and those are areas that are not that are only computer generated, basically, with
Hmm.
data from Bing Maps or whatever. It's not the program. It's not the handcrafted one. Let's call it. Let's just
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
New York. If you fly on New York, yeah, oh yeah, all that shit is handcrafted and it looks gorgeous, like gorgeous. It's also very taxing on your computer.
I'm
Uh,
sure. I'm sure your
you
shit's taking off with it.
It gets real. No, but it's amazing because I mean, as you're flying, you actually see traffic. You see you see the cars on the road. I mean, the roads are not packed, so it's not realistic because I-4
Mhm.
was empty. I was flying over I-4 and looking. I was like, "Oh, this is probably during the pandemic, during the early days of the
Yeah,
pandemic. That shit is almost a desert." Also, where's the construction?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but, but the Orlando eyesore is there, and it looks
Oh,
just
nice.
as ugly. uh, you fly over the Amway
They
Center and
nailed
it
it, huh?
says Amway. Downtown Orlando, it's in all this glory, Church Street, all that area, all of it is there, and it's so cool. I was trying to look for Disney yesterday, but I couldn't find it. Disney World, but I couldn't find it. But and I also flew some areas in Japan, but I still don't know exactly where the real landmarks are. Because
Mhm.
again, I've only been playing for for a little bit. Uh, yes, if you like simulation games, this is definitely for you. Let me tell you though, as beautiful as the graphics looks and all that, uh, it is a lot of smoke and mirrors. because because it's
There
not.
is sorcery, is what you're
Let-
saying.
yes, yes. When you're looking at when you're not playing, let's say even just I don't know, 10,000 miles altitude, and you're looking down, and everything looks so beautiful, almost photorealistic. You swear that you're flying this thing, and it's amazing. By the way, I'm playing with a gamepad, and I have no issues with it. It feels fine. Would I prefer to play with a joystick? Of course, obviously,
Mhm.
or with a yoke or anything. But it is completely doable. Um, but once you get so you could the game has this thing where you can pause the game. They call it live pause, where you pause the game but the world continues. It's just your plane is just frozen in air, but everything else is happening. Even tower control is talking to you. So it's kind of weird, but you can use that so you can take your screenshots or maneuver the camera or whatever. So I took a drone and I went down to Earth because I wanted to see my sister's house up close. And I did that in a city in Europe, and it looked rough,
Oh,
but
okay.
it had detail. It had enough detail. Let me put it this way: I saw enough details to like walk or low flight through houses and see or establishments and see like little decals at the doors and stuff like that. So they obviously went to some extent
Yeah, yeah.
or some details that obviously you're not gonna see from 10,000 miles up in the air, right? But my sister's house, which is in Orlando, wasn't one of those. And from the air, like I said, it looks like I said, very beautiful and all that. But
Nice.
as you get closer and closer to the ground, oh God, it is it's like an alien pod to replicate the city, and
Wow.
it looks it it it's not meant to be seen that close. Let me put it this way because they don't even resemble houses at that point, and the polygon count is very low and rough and yeah, not a great look. Not a great.
Mhm.
I'm sorry that I did not take a screenshot to show you, but that thing looked too horrific to have it to have it display. So, but once I go back in the plane, then it's just everything's nice and gorgeous. And for a game that's where you're gonna be spending the the most amount of time. If you're
Mhm.
spending the most amount of time on the ground, that your plane is wrong. You probably need a better joystick or something. It does well. On a final note, I want to say I was very impressed with the fact that this game supports multi monitors in a way that I haven't seen other games do. So rather than take like I have two monitors and they're stacked on top of each other. Obviously, we have seen we have seen the typical Infinity look. Oh, I had 3 monitors and I'm putting them side by side, and now I have this whole area of view. All uh, flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator games have been able to work with all monitors. So I have no doubt that this one does also. But I have a different setup. I have my 2 monitors. I haven't stacked one on top of the other. So I cannot do Affinity, and having just gain space on top will be kind of ridiculous and pointless, because I mean, what am I going to see? Just more sky. It makes no sense. So
Mm-hmm.
what the games allows you to do, however, is take some instruments that you might find useful. Say, for example, very importantly, uh, your Garmin GPS, uh, and other menus of the HUD, uh, that will fill your screen, and you can pop them out and put them as individual elements on a separate screen. All right. So I can take my GPS, and I mean, granted, I will always have the GPS from the cockpit,
Mm-hmm.
but in order to look at it, I will have to like deviate my look from the front, and it's I mean, it's not
Hopefully, you're
ideal.
not looking where you're driving. Yeah, I hear you.
Exactly. But if I could take, if I can take the games HUD basically, and and take it out of the game, like virtually out of the game and into my desktop, and it still works. It's kind of like it's having a second screen and putting a second screen to good use.
Mm.
So I took everything. I took, okay, whenever I want to change weather effects, which I could do in real time if I want to. I'll have this menu always open here. I have this other menu for cameras, and I'll have the GPS expanded, because now I have this more screen. So I'll have it expanded so I can look where I'm flying and all that. And I thought that was actually a pretty neat trick that it did, and it makes the whole experience quite more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I would say definitely a must. Right now, it's like highest rated PC game of the year right now. Um, Things that could improve that I hope they tackle is a little bit more. So the game has thing assistance that you can turn on and off.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I feel like it still needs a few more things. Like, for example, uh, I was flying. I was requesting permission to land on this airport, and then the airport, gives me, it talks to me in airport jargon that they use, tower control jargon. The way that, so I'm not understanding 100% what they mean already. I'm already having a hard time, but I understand. I'm clear to land on runway 3. I'm like, great. There's just one problem. Which one of all these runways is runway 3? Am I even
Mm.
approaching the proper runway? Because you're supposed to land where you get permission to land. so so that becomes a little problematic. Now I heard that there is a way to turn an assistant that will guide you a little bit better on that. I haven't tested it, but I'm very hopeful. I want to try it tonight. I'm very hopeful, because I feel like that could help a lot, especially with this freaking tutorial mission that I keep failing after flying for 20 minutes, because I keep landing and it tells me that I landed, but I didn't land on the proper runway. And I'm like, son of a
Oh yeah, yeah.
bitch. So yeah, man. Yeah, I can go on, like I said, but I'm just I'll leave it here, and say, go play this game if you have an inkling. Well, first of all, if you have a decent PC that you think can run it,
So I can run it. Mm-hmm.
and you'll be surprised, because I heard that the game does scale, fairly well. Just it's not the type of game that you're gonna crank everything to 11 and expect it to be smooth, because it's gonna be a choppy ride. By the way, the game hasn't crashed on me or anything like that. Once it works wonderful. So that's what as opposed to that beginning experience with the installation.
Yes, bumpy ride at the beginning, huh?
Those were
A
some
little
rough
bit of
things.
turbulence.
Yes, I would say yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, for me, I guess I'll start with gaming here since that's kind of where we're leaving off. For me, I basically, you guys know, I think last week I mentioned that I finished Ghost of Tsushima, and so I decided
Man,
to basically start something else. You know what I mean? And I wasn't going to. I was going to take a little bit of a break,
New Game Plus.
and I didn't actually. I started a bunch of other ones,
Oh,
none of which held my attention long enough.
aw,
But I'll kind of
that happens.
yeah.
That
I
happens.
know.
Like it happened to me with after Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yeah.
Like it screwed gaming for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so first off, I jumped into a game that I was actually one of my anticipated games, which was Carrion, which is a Devolver Digital
Oh,
joint, and playing this on the Switch. And man, this game is it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be the mass blob that just destroys everything. You know what I mean?
talk to me. I'm very interested in this game.
The blob itself moves very quickly. The way it moves, the way the tentacles stretch out as you're moving along, it's like almost pulling itself. The way they
Mm.
designed it, it's just like, man, this thing really works,
Like
or
very
pretty well.
organic,
Yes,
very.
yes, very organic. And so yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Basically, as your character, you hear me, the blob eats, scientists or innocent people or whatever. It starts to grow, but you can get shot at or hurt in some ways, and it can make you smaller again. And you have certain abilities that are unlocked the bigger you get, and certain abilities that are only good when you're smaller. So sometimes you have to make yourself smaller. So there's ways of leaving mass behind. You know what I mean? So you can proceed. So it's basically a puzzle platformer. Is really the really the name of the game. It's a puzzle platform. Your puzzle trying to figure your way in and out of certain rooms and areas.
Is
And
it like is it a Metroidvania type of game?
it is
In that
because you start developing powers, yeah, and that opens up places that weren't open before.
sense?
And so very simple, very similar to a Metroidvania. But the difference is, again, you're playing this monstrosity that can slide through whatever, and it's a bloody game, dude. When you get into a room and you just start launching at everybody, you can grab them and throw them around the room. You know what I mean? They just break apart and they scream. And I had the game actually high, and it was freaking my mother-in-law out with the screams. And I
You
was just like, oh
monster.
shit, I really should probably put headsets on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of fun. I'm still playing it, and I didn't. It held my attention long enough that I probably put a good maybe 3 hours into it. But if there's one thing I don't, and I get the reason why, but one thing I don't like is that there's no map system. So you are
Oh.
wandering. Think of a Metroidvania game without a map. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, I get
Oh.
the reason why, because you as the creature, why would you have a map? You know what I mean? So I get
True.
that. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Yeah.
For authenticity, I get the reason, but at the same time, it's like there's a reason why there's a map. You know what I mean? So you kind of know where you got to go back to. So that is a little bit of a challenge, because it's like now you have to memorize the rooms and the layouts and where you've come from. It's not expansive, from the game itself. It's not expansive, but still, and I'm thank God it's not expansive. If it was, I'd be lost. I'd be like, holy shit, I have no idea where I'm at. You know what I mean? And anyway, it's a lot of fun. Again, I'm playing it on Switch, and so that's Carrion. The other game I started to play was, oh, excuse me. Oh, come on, this stupid. Hold
Well,
on a
you had a
second.
list.
I had a list, and of course, my phone now asks me something to agree. I'm like, stop making me agree with shit. I'm trying to fucking read something here. So the other game that
Obviously, you did not agree. So.
no, I'm trying to back out, say no. Freaking Samsung and his whole craziness. But anyway, John Wick Hex, and
Oh.
this game is not very good.
I didn't think so.
It is. So the funny thing is, I get the purpose of what. So what it is it is a strategy game, right? Very similar to your XComs and that those type of strategy game. But of course, you're playing as John Wick, one person, and you basically in an area eliminating people as you're trying to move along, right? So how you do it, you can roll, you can shoot, you can throw your gun, you can hit people if you're close enough, and all this stuff. And the way it's designed so you once you get through it all, it'll replay the entire area, the way you did it, right? So in theory, you get to that point, you go, I can't wait for how this is going to look when I finally get to the end. It looks horrible. It looks so it's like, this is so janky that it's like, this is not, I do not feel like John Wick at all. So the purpose is to make you feel like John Wick. I do not feel like John Wick. It failed miserably on that. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Didn't explain much. Like, there's these bars that kind of let you know when someone's going to move before you, so you can try to do something that'll intercept them, stuff like that. When you have 2 or 3 people around you, you are rolling a lot, because it's like, so when you see this in the replay, it really looks funny. It's just John Wick rolling around, with these guys trying to shoot him, and it is not what and I knew, for the record, I had heard early reviews of it, but I was still interested. I said, let me give it a try. The creator Bethel, which is Mike Bethel, he actually used to work at IGN, and he opened his own gaming studio, Bethel Games. I think he did. I'm trying to think of the other game that he did, but anyway, so I was like, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe maybe it's a solid 6, solid 7 game. You know what I mean? And I saw it on sale. It's like, oh, what's the sale? Okay, fuck it. I'll buy it on sale for like,
I don't feel bad for
$5-6. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, thank God this was a sale, dude, because I was just like, this is not fun. You know what I mean? I was like, you do not. It's not fun to play as him. You don't feel like John Wick at the end. So. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, see how whatever, if he opens up, because I'm gonna look at a boss area now, so I want to see what the boss fight looks like, you know what I mean? And so I can give it its due. I don't know how long the game is, but anyway, that's John Wick Hex.
I'm looking at a gameplay of it, and it gives a good impression when you look at it. When you look at gameplay, it definitely looks like something different. The style. Actually, the stylization of it, it looks better than I actually anticipated it being. But yeah, I can see the areas where it's a little
janky. Yeah, it's a little and don't get me wrong, it is, after all, a turn-based game. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be jank. That naturally brings a level jank, because you're stopping in between as you're doing stuff. But when you do the replay at the end, like when you've cleared the area, it lets you replay the thing. You figure, okay, this is going to make it all look really cool. It does not. It just does not at all. So yeah, that's John Wick Hex, and I cannot recommend.
IGN gave it a 6.8.
They were a little generous. They were like, "Oh, it's Mike Bethel."
Yeah, I know, exactly. He used to work here,
Let's be a little kind to the poor guy.
It's a definition of a solid 6, like you said.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I moved on to another game, and it is called the Untitled Goose Game. And yeah, yes, that game.
Wanted to play anything.
Well, like I said, I had a bunch of these that I had gotten on sale. I was like, let me get maybe 1 or 2 out of the way. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to delve deep into anything. Even Carrion, for instance, it's I don't want to say it's mindless, because there's puzzles, but there's no story, or there's a little story, but nothing that you really need to pay attention to. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I just want something that I don't need to think too much about. And what's more, nonsensical than a crazy goose that's just a jerk to everybody? You know what I mean? And so And by the way, this was, like it or not, believe it or not, and like it or not, this was the GDC game of GDC or something like that. It was something ridiculous. I was just like,
There's a
I,
lot of high points, a lot of people talking about this and
yeah,
loving it for
yeah,
some reason.
yeah. And I was just, and don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable. It's funny because I love fucking around with everybody in the game, but it really, I don't know how it earned that high prestigious award from GDC. It's like, this is a good game. This is not a great game. And I figure if this is going to be the best game from, when it was GDC, or maybe it was Dice Awards or something. I don't know what it was, but someone gave it the best game. And I was just like, what? So I'm like, well, okay, let me give it a shot. And it is exactly what I thought it was. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it bad. Essentially, you're a goose and you're trying to clear an area. So you have a list of things to do, which apparently because it's written on a piece of paper, so you can hit the touchpad on the PlayStation 4 controller, and it brings up this paper, and here's your list of things you have to do before you can move on to the next area. So clearly, the goose has this paper in his pocket somewhere.
No, no, it's even better. I imagine like a rough goose talking to this goose, giving him, all right, this is your mission.
This is your mission. Yes, exactly.
Infiltrate the human fortress.
It's silly stuff like at the beginning you have this gardener. You gotta make him put on a hat. You gotta set up a picnic, so you gotta steal a bunch of his shit. And bring it over to this little picnic area. You got to, what else you have to do? You have to, I don't know. There's another one with a kid. You got to make the kid put on the wrong glasses. So you basically, you untie his shoes, so he has to get down. Then he gets down, you grab his glasses and you run off with it. And now the kid's blind, so he's doing like Velma from Scooby Doo, looking around for his. So I go to this little street market, throw the glasses there, grab another pair of glasses, come back, throw it in front of him, and he finally kind of touches it. Boom, he's put on the wrong glasses, and check that off my list, So it's
For no purpose.
For just to annoy, just to be a jerk. I mean, that's really the point. The reason I think that they left it as Untitled Goose Game is because the only other title would have been, this goose is a jerk or something, or an ass or something. It's just the meanest
asshole goose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's the only other logical name. So they left it as Untitled, because I know I think if I remember correctly, Untitled Goose Game was literally a working title until and they just kind of just left it that way.
Oh, it's like fuck it.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Everybody already knows of it like this. Why change it to something else? So
wasn't another game also called Untitled something? So it's not even original to do that.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure.
So there was another game that was also Untitled Butterfly.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not. This is as far as my memory goes, is the first one I know that has that. So I play a little bit of that. That one I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to be honest with you. It's just a lot of chores. It's basically chores, and you're being a jerk, but you're being a jerk to finish chores. Essentially is what you're doing. So, so then So then I jumped onto the PlayStation Game of the Month, PlayStation Plus Game of the Month, probably for PlayStation in general. Fall Guys. I actually jumped on there to play a little bit of Fall Guys, and man, that game is really cool. I cannot lie that game is a lot of fun. It is the most fun I've ever had playing a quote unquote battle royale. You know what I mean? It's, as I don't know if you guys already know, but basically you play as this little bean with legs, arms and legs, and that's all I can think of. Bean or a pill, you know what I mean? That has like it's a little tiny guy basically. And 60 of you start in this particular thing, and each stage has an obstacle course, and then you just got to make it to the end to make it to the next thing. But you have to be one of the first. Like for instance, from the 60, I think the first thing 40 or 42 of you, the first 42 that make it to the next stage. If you don't, then you're eliminated essentially, and you can actually just go into spectator mode at that point. You can just kind of keep watching if you want to just keep watching, or just reload into another one.
Mm.
And it reloads pretty well. I haven't had any time that I had to wait for anybody to for any just like any other battle royale, you wait for a few seconds to make sure you get your 60 and then you're in. And it's a lot of fun. So and then the obstacle courses they have are silly. Some are funny as hell. Sometimes you feel like you're able to really mess with people. Like there's a way of grabbing people, you know what I mean? So you can kind of hold them back a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. I mean, I don't know. I just played it for a few hours and I just smiled and laughed at it. It's got fun music. It's a very bright game, simple graphics. So because of that, it really, runs really well. Yeah, man, I can definitely, I want to get us all together to play this game because it is, I think as a group, this is probably a really good group game. You can just kind of get together with it. I think you can only do 4 people. That's the only issue. And I look at it, which is typical of I think that's the max I've ever seen in any battle royale where you can have a group of 4 go in. So but yeah. So anyway, that's Fall Guys. So
You cheater.
The what?
You cheater. Because we were gonna play. We're all gonna play. What happened to the all play? We're all playing. What happened to that?
Well, I mean, I want to, but I just didn't. Honestly, I didn't have any time where I didn't have any time where I can say definitively I'm going to be able to play at this time. You know what I mean? And because of that, I can't set this up. But I had the game there, and I was like, well, let me give it a shot. I was really trying to find anything else to attach myself to after Ghost of Tsushima, and so as you can see, I've went everywhere. I was trying every little bit of thing.
You were.
Y total, what happened? I end up going back to Ghost of Tsushima, and I actually got the platinum for the Ghost of Tsushima. I really just completely 100%ed it. I just did that yesterday, and then really at that point, I was just like, man, there really is nothing else to do. It's like I guess I'm done. I'm done. And then I guess we'll talk about the an update in the news section later on. But that's so yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. I have watched a few things. Let me bring up my list here. Well, again, I freaking lost it. Okay, so I rewatched a film mostly because of thanks to Ghost of Tsushima, 13 Assassins. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is by far probably one of the coolest samurai films, and it came out in it came out in 2010, so it's not old. Yes by Takashi Miike, if I'm not mistaken, is the director. Yeah. And it is so much fun as a samurai epic. The story is very simple. There is the shogun's I guess half brother, and he is a maniac in the sense that he kills for the fun of killing anyone, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's psychotic, and the shogun has asked his people to quietly eliminate him, you know what I mean? But it has to be done. Cannot come back to them, right? So one of the guys gets over to the main character. I can't remember his name, but his main character's name is Shinzoben, whatever like that. Anyway, and they pull together this group of warriors, which obviously end up being 13, and plan out how to take him out. And then the battle happens, and the battle is this. Dude, the battle begins probably about 45 minutes before the movie's over, and that's it. Like from 45 minutes, when you have 45 minutes left of the film, you are in the battle, and it's all battle from there on in.
Just pure battle. Wow.
It is.
That's awesome.
It's exactly what you expect from a samurai film. It's action, it's bloody as hell because of the fact that they're just swinging swords basically left and right. It's just, man, it's so much fun. I own it. By the way, you may actually be able to see it on YouTube if it's one of the ones that transferred over, because I have it on digital. Yeah. So
okay.
So yeah, you should be able to. I think so. I hope so. If it's Lionsgate, probably not, because Lionsgate doesn't buy into that. And
Oh,
I'm trying to remember now if that's Lionsgate. Oh, let me see. Fuck, it's probably Lionsgate. God damn
it's probably gonna be my luck.
it. It's probably Lionsgate. Yeah.
Uh,
Let me see. Is it
no, I'm just
uh,
saying, but I mean, it still seems like it's still worth it regardless. So,
the? Well, check it out anyway to see if it's there. Really, 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 really good film. And a great way just to just to end my samurai obs, obsession that I've had recently. So, um, anyway, and the last film that I saw is a film that I cannot recommend at all. And I kind of probably knew this, but I wanted to see. It's one of those things where it's like a train wreck, but it's like I need to see this train wreck. I really need to see it with my own eyes. And I thought for the longest time that the worst DC film was Suicide Squad. And I don't think anybody can disagree with me on that. I think there's an argument to be said about Justice League, but when we really just kind of say the worst, and then people can probably say Green Lantern as well, but I would honestly say, what's his name? The main character, I can't think of the actor now, Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
saves a little bit of, because Ryan Reynolds, he's still a charismatic character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is Birds of Prey.
Oh God, really?
Yes, Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn.
Oh wow.
Birds of Prey, and I saw this on HBO. For the record, I didn't spend. Well, I already
What is the
technically
real name?
the. Well, no, it's like it doesn't say it here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Birds of Prey. What the fuck? I'm so small. Hold on. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
There you go. That was DC's idea for the title of a movie that they were gonna present. A movie that evidently was not that great. And that was their
It
idea.
it is really bad. It's like I said, I believe this is the worst DC film now. Thanks to there's some points of it that are I guess a little humorous, but the overall is just god awful, dude. It's just it's
It's
just
awful.
really, it is awful. It is just not a good film, and it's a shameful part because you have a
Really?
couple of well, for obviously Margot Robbie being a great actress normally when she's not playing this role, and you have a Mary Elizabeth Winstead, which you probably know her as Ramona Flowers. You
Yeah.
have Rosie Perez. You have Ewan McGregor. You
Oh wow.
have yeah, Ali Wong. You have a lot of names here, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it can't be horrible, right? I was like, it's got to be. And I swear that someone in the group at some point mentioned that they enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, well,
No.
all right. I guess it's possible, right? Well, I'm sorry,
Do
whoever
we need
said
to
that,
ban them?
but no, I wouldn't ban them because an opinion is still an opinion. But at the
Okay.
same time, your opinion matters not. As far as I'm
Which is
concerned,
worse
from
than a
now
bad
on,
at that
yeah,
point.
it's like I will never, ever take movie advice from this person ever.
Oh my
No offense
god.
to said person who will remain nameless, but yeah, not good, not good at all.
Not
It is a
good.
waste of 2 hours of your life that you will never get back.
All right, so I
Uh,
got to ask. Okay,
mm,
so 2016 Ghostbusters
mhm.
or Birds of Prey
Oh,
as the worst?
wow,
As the worst. You
that
can say
is.
it's a tie, and I will
Yeah.
understand. I just need to
It's
know, like,
difficult. I might have to go with Ghostbusters in that one. Um,
okay,
because I think that one's a more of an affront to that one's almost insultive. Well,
it's
this
an
one is like,
insult too.
yeah, yeah. This one is like, okay,
That's fucking
it was an
hilarious. It's
attempt to do
more of an.
something, it's just
Oh
not
my god.
good, man. It's just not good.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So
All right. Well, you know what? That says a lot. I appreciate the clarification. So
Yeah, yeah.
a new
So,
low.
yeah. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that I have been doing. Penter, we are back.
And we are back. Serpentor. There you go. Man, I mean Jojo. The good Jojo.
Yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah. Not talking about the movies.
I thought the first one was okay. It wasn't great. Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was definitely okay. It had some good moments. Part 2, on the other hand, not so much. You know what I mean?
I think the thing is, you start bringing those characters into like movie like, and think about, well, it's supposed to be like a military organization. Yeah, no military organization is gonna let you dress like that. You know, and at one point it gets kind of ridiculous and pointless, and like,
those power suits when they were running through the streets, I was like, wow, this is not needed right here.
You know what I can really watch again? Those 80s G.I. Joe feature
length
animation films. Yeah. The one where they have the story of Cobra Commander, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those were, I used to rent those at the typical video at the mom and pop video club before.
Oh, nice.
before Blockbuster ate them all up and destroyed the whole thing. I think it was.
It's okay. Blockbuster got its comeuppance.
Oh, did they? Oh my god! And now I come to think of it, will Netflix at some point has its comeuppance also, or will they just become Facebook? It's just this gigantic thing that is indestructible and nobody's gonna ever abandon, and like that's it, you know.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. They were able to, remember they jumped on board with the DVD the DVD thing, and they were able to switch over to stream. You know what I mean? So they adapted as much as possible, and now they have their own original content. So yeah, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. To be honest with you, I think they're gonna stick around. So
you know that the last Blockbuster in the world right now has a room that they Airbnb. They can Airbnb and have like a whole 90s experience there.
Nice.
That is awesome. Actually not. Yeah. That's a cool concept.
It is
probably expensive, but yeah.
I mean, maybe worth it. You know, maybe worth it. All right, guys. Well, let's start off here with the news. The first news item that I have is probably the biggest news of this week, and that would be Nintendo's Indie World. Basically had a bunch of indie games that they were showcasing, almost about 24 roughly. I won't mention them all here because some of them are really obscure, but I will stick with the highlights. They opened off the show with Hades, a game from Supergiant Games.
Yes.
Oops, I think I went over to... Okay. Where the hell is it? Damn it. Oh, here it is.
Is it asking you to agree again?
Yes. Freaking Samsung. That's not Samsung. What's the stupid assistants that Samsung phones has?
Oh, Bixby?
Bixby.
Oh, I disabled that crap the day I bought my phone. I was like, Bixby, nope.
Yeah,
uninstalled.
I think I'm gonna do the same thing, yeah, for sure. So Supergiant Games roguelike action RPG Hades has been available in early access on PC since December of 2018. It was officially making its console debut this year on the Nintendo Switch. So that is Hades, and I am going to wait to see how well it plays on the Switch first but I am definitely interested in that particular game. Even though
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, even though it's a roguelike, which is not generally my my fair. But Dead Cells, if it's anything as awesome and as exciting as Dead Cells is, then I can definitely buy into it.
Yeah, I just by pure happenstance, I happened to bump into this news from developers at Supergiant Games. Having responded to a question of, hey, well, would the game be coming out on other consoles, or will the game be coming out on other consoles this year as well? And Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Game responds, hey, we're launching version 1.0 of Hades this fall only on Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam and the Epic Game Store. We'll be considering opportunities to bring the game to additional platforms down the line. I don't think that that will be this year.
Yeah,
And
I figured that.
which yeah, I could understand that to an extent, almost because the other games seems like the other games came out relatively fast
Hmm.
on pretty much everywhere. I mean, then again, that was difficult. I mean, that was different time, before the pandemic. So I can
Yeah.
see maybe they not having the bandwidth to actually bring up this version. So PS4 and Xbox One. I did play, or I had, or at some point I played Hades, an earlier version of it, actually very early version of it, uh, and I like what I saw. I like what I played. I saw it was definitely that Super Giant Games feel and Super Giant Games humor.
Hmm.
It was definitely that. So that is to say, it's probably gonna be leaning a little bit more towards. Um, oh, what was the first game? What was it called? I forgot now. Bastion,
Bastion.
than going the Transistor route. I love Transistor. I thought the story
Oh
of
yeah,
Transistor
yeah.
was
I didn't think it was
fantastic.
going to go trend. It's action.
But
So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And but the thing that worried me was that roguelite aspect of it. It's kind of off-putting, and
Hmm.
that's why I'm a little concerned on that. But I mean, you said it best. If it ends up being something like Dead Cells,
Oh, Dead Cells is so good,
then
so
yeah,
good. Yeah,
it'll be worth it. Yeah, it will
absolutely.
definitely. I like. I don't mind roguelike games that at least make you feel like you're progressing. I don't want to have runs where I just wasted a run for nothing.
Yeah,
I
and
always
lost
need to be
everything.
progress,
Yeah,
even if it's a little bit. And some might argue, well, that's not real a roguelike. Then I guess that's what I like. I don't want a game that I don't want to waste my time just because I made a mistake. Because then I feel like, well, this is not. I feel like, well, this is not fun.
yeah. I
It's
agree. I'm the same way, which is why I've never really been into roguelike games until Dead Cells. Really, I mean, I
yeah.
did have Rogue Legacy, which is also really good, but at some point, it's the same thing. You go in with, if you know anything about Rogue Legacy, you go in with some ailment that really fucks you up, and you're like, this run is going to be wasteful. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be able
Yeah.
to do anything in this one. Um, so anyway, so moving on. I'm just going to stick with the ones that I wanted to speak with. Spirit Farer. That one
Yes.
definitely. That one I've had on my watch list for quite some time.
Oh, looks
And it
amazing.
is also coming first to Nintendo Switch. This is you play as Spiritfarer Stella, and you need to befriend spirits of the recently departed and help them cross over into the afterlife in your ferry. It's a beautiful side-scrolling game. I mean, the
Art,
style that they've
the style.
gone with looks really, really, really nice. My only issue is that there's a little bit of resource management, and I'm not big into resource management, so I don't know how big
Mm,
that is in the game. That remains to be seen. So more to come on that, I guess. And then from there, I want to bring this one up only because it was very charming, and it's also
mm,
available like right now on Nintendo Switch. It's called Takashi and Hiroshi. This is a title launched that day, the day of this particular thing. And it's a game about aspiring game designer Takeshi, who is building a side-scrolling action RPG for his younger brother Hiroshi. to play. So your goal is to make the game that Hiroshi will really enjoy, but can't make it too challenging, but you also can't make it too whatever. So you're actually designing a
Wow.
game. Looks really cool.
Wow.
Raji, the ancient epic, is actually probably the first or one of the first, maybe not the first, but definitely one of the first games that I've heard of that are being developed. It takes place in ancient India, and appears to be being developed by an Indian company. So I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, and it looks all right from what I saw. A little jaggy, little whatever, but it could be
Mhm.
early. Actually, I don't know. So
Or
it's
maybe
also
this is not.
available. It's also available right now. So maybe not.
It's not early access.
It's not early access.
Oh,
Well,
then
I don't
yeah.
think so. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hit something here. My bad. Um, get that up.
Man, you're everywhere with your phone
I
today. I don't
know.
know what's
What is
going
up with my
on.
phone? Jeez, I tell you. All right. Um, the next one that I had was Card Shark, which was from the creators of a game called Reigns. I don't know if you remember Reigns, Kings and Queens from the. It was a phone
Oh
game.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I do remember Ring. They they
yeah.
they, they did a Westeros
Game of Thrones
version,
ones.
a
Yeah,
Game of
yeah,
Thrones
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And so this is the creator. They created this game called Card Shark, and it looks really cool. Basically, you need to master real card tricks and manipulations to move your way up through an 18th century French society. So you got to be able to cheat and get away with it. And I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. It looks really good. Actually, I want to share that particular trailer with you guys.
Yeah.
Manifold Garden, which is this beautiful first-person puzzle game that I've seen many a times. And finally, we have a release date, and of course, it's coming to Switch first. Go figure, right?
Yep.
But it looks really cool. And then from there, the only other major announcement was an update to the Untitled Goose Game, adding multiplayer or co-op multiplayer. So there are multiple geese instead of just the one that's going to be a jerk to everybody. uh, so now you have a flock of jerks, people.
Oh wow. Multiplayer jerks is like, well,
Multiplayer jerks. Yep.
it's that's basically defining online gaming in
Yeah, pretty much.
general. Yeah, yeah. Sir, is that the Nintendo report? You done with that?
That's the Nintendo report, yes, sir.
All right. Excuse me, but I don't think that is the biggest news of this week, sir.
Oh, I
Uh, the,
apologize.
the bigger news for this week, I will argue, even though not hardly because I barely care about this particular, but a lot of people does. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War confirmed. The
That's the
next
big news.
for a lot of people that are not us, yes, because it is Call of Duty. You know that Call of Duty is big. Again, regardless of how we feel about it.
No, I'm not saying that.
But
It's just like confirmed. Like, yeah, we kind of knew already, but okay.
yeah, exactly. It's like, and we also knew that it was had to do with the Cold War, but I guess that's what we needed confirmation. The fact that we got the finally Activision went ahead and said, yeah, finally you can shut up about it. Here it is.
Fine.
Here's the trailer. Fine. The next Call of Duty game is officially titled Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. They need to have that Black Ops name there for for
Marketing reasons.
marketing, because otherwise, yeah. As previously reported, the setting is the next Call of Duty game will take place during the 20th century geopolitical conflict between the United States and the USSR. Call of Duty posted an unlisted trailer that's short on gameplay, but shows real video footage from the Cold War era of history. All the while, using voiceovers from the KGB defector Yuri Bezmenov as he explained the tools of fighting a Cold War. You can watch the trailer online right now. It's available. You can go to YouTube, whatever. They say Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is being developed by both Treyarch and Raven. It was previously reported that this year's Call of Duty will be set during the Cold War. Everybody, like we said, everybody knew that was gonna be the setting.
Hmm.
Activision has only recently started teasing a new Call of Duty game, despite repeatedly assuring the community that a new shooter was going to be released in 2020. In August, Activision began sending out mysterious slideshow projectors that led to the community on an alternate reality game that eventually uncovered a mysterious website that played news clips from the 1960s. The time period of the news clips seemingly confirmed the Cold War setting, and today's trailer confirms the month of rumors. Activision also embedded teasers of Black Ops Cold War into Call of Duty Warzone. The company confirmed that Cold War will include the popular free to play Warzone mode as well. So it'll still have Warzone, they'll still have, the Call of Duty money making machine will still chug.
Will still be money making.
It is still be money making exactly.
Yeah.
They found I am I am so disappointed because I realized that I recently made a commitment to not play Activision games
Mhm.
in general, just because the way they treat their workers and the way basically the publisher handles um, their business, the ruthless way. Obviously, they they make money, yeah, but there is something to be said about making money by literally trouncing your workers, as far as not paying them well and all that kind of stuff that we have already discussed in the news in the past.
Yeah.
And then fucking Tony Hawk demo. And I'm like, yes. Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
I had to remember that Tony Hawk is actually an Activision property. The game, not Tony Hawk himself. Although, who
Oh
knows?
gosh, yeah. At this point,
Who
you
knows
never
at this
know.
point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my God, I hate Bobby Kotick. God damn, fucking CEO. No, but yeah, I was like, oh, well, guess, I guess I won't be playing Tony Hawk, and remembering those times when I will mod chip my PlayStation 1 so that I could play a bootleg copy of Tony Hawk Skater and listen to Superman while skating on the warehouse. And I
I
like
have like
skateboards.
no connection to any Tony Hawk game.
Really?
I get the love, I get the whatever, but I
Oh my
personally
God,
have
dude.
no connection to them at all.
It's one of those games where it's one of those games that it's an era, and that era sticks with you. And the moment you start thinking about those games, it just brings you back to it's the definition of nostalgia basically
Mhm.
there.
Okay.
The problem with it is that, just like everything else, they ran the fucking IP to the ground. I mean, suddenly every year we had a new Tony Hawk game for some reason, because you can only skate so many times, so many different ways. they will they will always bring and break and try to remake and the wheel and it just became a clusterfuck where you could see the quality of each title, like each of them going worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point where it just died, just like their Guitar Hero
Yeah, just like all
IP,
their properties, basically, just run into the
just like
ground.
all the property. Exactly. Right now, what is Activision right now? Well, it's Call of Duty and Blizzard, and that's
Yeah.
fucking it. There's nothing else. Sure, I might be missing maybe something here or there, but in reality, do you see new IPs from Activision? No, they're not gonna. They don't have to.
No,
They already
they
have.
bring back the old, like they bring back Spyro. They're bringing
Yeah,
back Enemy
crap.
Crash.
Yeah, yeah. They don't take any chances whatsoever, And I guess there's an argument to say about the fact that they're still making money because there's still people that they just eat up those games when
They
they
know
come
what the
out.
masses want, essentially, and they get what the masses want, and that's what they get. And unfortunately, the masses are the reason why they're making money. So
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, that's when you get you homogenize everything, and suddenly you just have, I don't know, you just have una fábrica
Pretty
of
much.
samey games all the time, samey games. Because I even say, I mean, no offense, you like Call of Duty, that's good, good for you. I recognize at the end of it, they're good games that do one thing right, and I think you don't want to mess up with the formula too much when a game does things right. You don't want to mess with the formula too much. I get that. I get that. You know, but I mean, you're missing out on so much more that the company could have been bringing you, but there's no chance. You
Unfortunately,
know,
yeah. Well, I know you think that Call of Duty was the big news item of the week.
but there's
But
an
you
even
again
bigger
are
one.
wrong. There's an even bigger one, my friend, and that, my friend, is Ghost of Tsushima will be getting a new cooperative multiplayer mode later this year, one that expands on the lore of the PlayStation 4 action adventure set in feudal Japan.
The hell
Ghost
is a Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghosts of
I'm just kidding. I'm
Ghost
kidding.
of Tsushima Legends, as the mode is called, will be a free download for all who have the game. Quote, it is separate mode that doesn't follow Jin or the companions from his journey, but instead focuses on four warriors who have been built up as legends in the stories told by the people of Tsushima. Whereas the main game's campaign highlights the natural beauty of Tsushima island open world environment, Legends is quote a haunting and fantastical is haunting and fantastical with locations and enemies inspired by Japanese folk tales and mythology. Ghost of Tsushima Legends is exclusively a co-op multiplayer game, supports matchmaking for groups of 2 to 4 players, may choose from 4 character classes: Samurai, Ronin, Hunter, and Assassin. Sucker Punch says it will divulge more about those classes' capabilities later on. With them, players may embark on a series of story missions of escalating difficulty. They may also play survival missions in which they take on waves of enemy, including new ones with supernatural abilities. And there will also be a raid arriving shortly after Legends launch. Uh,
All right.
a raid. Yeah. um, so I'm of two minds of this particular news piece. One, it gives me a reason to hold on to Ghost of Tsushima and not delete it, because normally, right when I finish a game, I immediately take it off my consoles. Like, oh, okay, make them room now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I did not do with this one. So much so ended up going back and playing some more, and then eventually platinuming the game. And then this happened. Then I'm just like, okay, I think I'm still in. You know what I mean? I think this will be good. I saw the trailer. The trailer really kind of sells it. My only concern is I don't know how Sucker Punch will deliver. I don't think Sucker Punch is known for doing any type of multiplayer. I'm just trying to think of their history. I don't think anything in their history has been
Mm.
multiplayer ish. Um,
They might be getting some support. I bet they'll be getting outside support from it, and
maybe,
uh, yeah,
perhaps, but it's just interesting, and so I'm curious. Definitely interested in testing out. And it's free on top of that. I think that's probably the best part of it. It's like you don't have to pay
yeah,
anything separate. It's just an additional mode that's coming to the game. So if you already have it, it's like, okay, here you go. Here's something extra. So if it's not
yeah,
great, then it's like, well, it's okay. It was free, right? But if
yeah,
it is, it's
yeah.
like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. A raid. Actually, honestly, the way I think about some of the missions from the main game, and I'm like think of that as a raid. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh,
Mm.
that sounds kind of cool. But we'll see. We'll see.
And what was that game? uh, So you platinum the game. Did
Mhm.
he have? Was it relatively doable to platinum, or is it, in other words, it's not bullshit, collect 200 something,
Oh, I
you
see what
do,
you're saying.
or repetitive crap that yes, it's possible to do, but who the fuck is gonna want to go through the hassle of doing that, you
Correct,
know?
correct. It's honestly, it just will depend on the player. Is this like Spider-Man? That Spider-Man was actually fairly easy to platinum.
Mm.
Um, and by easy, I don't mean it's a simple platinum. It's just like you can probably get the majority of
Yeah,
just one
you don't
main
have to go out
playthrough.
super out of your way
Yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
and at that point, you're just filling in blanks in the end just to get the rest of them, right?
right.
Here, because of the tactic that I took, which was to literally do everything I saw on the map. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And because everything I saw on the map had a little bit of something. Now, the good thing is there's like these banners that I think there's like 80 banners in the island that you can collect. You
Mm.
don't need to collect them all. I think you collect 20 or 30 of them and you got the trophy for it. You know, there's
Okay,
no trophy for the one that you get
getting
them
them
all.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, there's these Mongol artifacts that I think you get a trophy for collecting 30 of them as well, or something like that. But there's like 100 of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you get them all, sure, but there's nothing extra for getting that. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Yeah.
just collecting those 30 is enough to get the trophy for being, I don't know, the artifact collector or whatever the hell the name of the trophy is. But
The
so
artifact
because of,
collector.
yeah, I have no idea. But because of that, I think is why by the time I finished the game, and then went back, just started playing a little bit more, and I decided to go and liberate all the other Mongol camps. You know what I mean? So let me just go back and because there's so much fun to fucking play as a fucking samurai. It's so fucking
Yeah.
fun, you know. It's like the point of the game, and it's so fun to do.
Yeah.
And at that point, at the end of the game, I had everything. I was completely maxed out on my level. I had everything unlocked. So I have all the
So
little
you were a
tools and
total
all.
badass.
Correct. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Um. So because of that, you know, I eliminated, I took out all the camps and all this stuff. And then when I went to look, I was at 92%. And I was like, well, shit, if I'm at 92%, I might as well just get the rest of them, right? And at this point, I don't know what the rest of them were because they were hidden. So I see what they are, but I don't know what they mean. So I'm like, fuck it. And I just went to like PlayStationTrophies.org. I was like, I have these 4 trophies I'm missing. How the fuck do you get them? They're just like, went around collecting them. One of them is, there is a standoff that you can do, and it's get the maximum amount or eliminate the maximum amount of people in a standoff, right? And most of the time, when you've unlocked your abilities, you can only do up to 3, and that's and as you get and so what the standoff is you're standing across from one and you're basically challenging them and you have to swipe or let go of the button at the moment they're about to attack you. If you do it too early, they'll strike you. If you do it too late, they've already hit you. You know what I mean? And then the standoff is off, right? But if you do it correctly, you'll swipe one hit and take them out. And then you can string them with people who start rushing at you at that point. But the maximum that the game generally allows is 3. And the trick is to unlock this particular armor that extends it out to 5. So that one took me a while. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but anyway, the reason it took me a while was because I was trying to get a group of at least 5 people because I need to at least get them and then win the standoff. You know what I mean? Because if you fuck it up once, you're like, oh, and you can't do it again. Now you just have to kill everybody and go look for other people. So that was a little bit of but again, it was the fighting. So I never felt like a chore because I still enjoyed the fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
So
sorry.
okay, no. So that's good to know. I mean, you're not trying to dodge 99 lightning bolts or some
No,
shit
no,
like that.
there's nothing from what I saw that was like that. And like I said, I wasn't looking until I finally looked and I was at 92%. So and it was just a few things that I had to and with the fast travel, even more easy because it was
Yeah,
so quick to move around the entire map. So
yeah. Cool, cool. Well, sir, you might say that is the biggest news of the week, but uh, I don't think that big news that you had can run Crisis, because Crisis Remaster is coming to consoles and PCs in September. Okay, you win.
I was like, okay.
Crisis Remaster will now arrive on PC via Epic Game Store Xbox One and PS4 on September 18. Released digitally for $29.99. The release follows a delay due to the mixed fan reaction to a leaked footage of the game. Man, these fans are really putting it hard to the content. I, they're like, we don't like the way this game looks, and the developers are like, okay, we'll just keep working on it then. Sorry to bother you.
Wow.
Well, that's what happened to Halo, right? Uh, Many have already reacted positively to the improved visuals, which you can see if you pull up the Crisis Remaster Tech Trailer, I think is what it's called, something like that. Uh, a press release touts a number of visual additions, including high quality texture up to 8K, HDR support, temporal anti-aliasing, screen space dimensional occlusion, global illumination. Mad Dog doesn't know what the crap I'm talking about.
Nope.
State of the art depth of field. He
I
knows
know what
that.
that is.
A new lighting system, motion blurs, parallax occlusion mapping. Who goes back into the shadowy talk that Mad Dog does not understand. Screen space reflections and shadows, as well as a new and updated particle effects and more. That was a quote from, I'm not even going to try to find out who was quoting there. On the PC, the NVIDIA RTX GPU, as well as the Xbox One and PS4 Pro, uh, the game will feature ray tracing. Wow, ray tracing on PS4 Pro? Okay, I want to see that. Let's see, on PC with NVIDIA RPU as well as Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, the game will also feature ray tracing. Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see that. Okay, this is a different Crisis remaster from the version that launched on Nintendo Switch in July. So, um, let me tell you a little bit of Crisis. When this game was out, and the joke was, the ever know, does can your computer run Crisis? Yeah, but can it run Crisis? It was because this game was like ultra demanding, and some might say it was a little bit up on optimization, um, but I would say that it was everything that the game was trying to do, which I haven't seen in a lot of games uh, since maybe Star Citizen and the craziness that they're trying to do over there. I mean, there's a game where it was like everything was destructible and it worked, and on top of that, the game looked like a couple of generations ahead of everything that you have seen around that time. So it was amazing. It was amazing. Now we kind of take amazing graphics for granted. You know,
Hmm.
but even though that is the case, I don't think we have seen many examples. We have seen a few, but we haven't seen a lot of examples of games that they don't just have beautiful graphics and everything in the beautiful environment you can't you cannot interact with. It's almost like the smoke and mirrors that I was telling you about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
uh, it is there are very few games where it just doesn't just look beautiful, but you can interact with whatever the thing is that you're seeing, and if you want to destroy it, you can. uh, I also might be misremembering. I think now maybe that level of destructibility that you see on this game uh, may not be as impressive now as it was back in the day. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if they have actually made some improvements on that. From the looks of it, it looks like there are, they're really stepping it up on that department. I remember playing Crisis 2, even Crisis 2 when it came out, the game kind of like reeled it in a little bit on that physics and craziness and destructibility. Actually, they reeled it in a lot. They just made it into a standard shooter, but it was still like super fun, and I love that game. And then Crisis 3 came out, and the game looked like next gen, like literally next gen before we were considering jumping into next gen, like it looked massively good. Let's say this was around the PS3 era. That game had already like the high end, PlayStation 4 Pro graphics or
Yeah,
Xbox One X graphics, which I remember, running on the PC. But unfortunately, it was at the expense of reeling it even more, that the destructibility and stuff like that. So now it was just a pretty shooter, just like every other pretty shooter, just like a Call of Duty and like every other shooter game. Whether the
yeah,
magic of the original Crisis game was the fact that not only it looked beautiful, but that world was a world. So it was kind of amazing, and something that put the technology of the Cry engine at the foreground.
at the forefront. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, the forefront, exactly. Something that right now, uh, um, a fork of that technology is what uh, the people working on Star Citizen is using for that game, is because that engine, that engine, it's powerful. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this
Okay.
one looks. I'll be interested in seeing it. 29.99, that's not a bad price. uh it will have to really wow me, because I have already played that game before. I haven't beaten it though. I never beat it because it was always a struggle with, I can't get this to 60. I can't
Oh
get this
God.
to 60.
Dear Lord.
It still doesn't run perfect.
Oh
It
my
needs to run
goodness.
perfect, like, oh, like my Call of Duty. Uh,
Okay. Well, on that note, guys, my next piece here, which is again the biggest news of the week. Control Publisher tries and fails to explain why next gen upgrade is limited to the Ultimate Edition.
oh
As you
wow.
guys know, they mentioned that. Well, here I'll read it from. I'm reading this from Polygon. On Thursday morning, Control Publisher 505 Games posted an explanation, and they put an explanation in quotations.
I was
An
gonna say,
explanation,
I was doing the quote myself. An
a quote
explanation.
unquote explanation. On its Control Ultimate Edition, a bundled version of the game and its expansions with a free next gen upgrade. But the so called explanation doesn't explain much of it at all. The publisher originally announced Control Ultimate Edition last week, but existing Control players have been confused regarding these next gen upgrades. Specifically, 505 said that only Control Ultimate Edition buyers will get a free upgrade to the enhanced versions for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. In a post on Thursday, the publisher reiterated that yes, that is the case. Current Control players using the original base game and the expansions or Season Pass will not have any way to play the upgraded versions for the new consoles. The only way to get them
Wow.
is to upgrade, or the upgrade is to rebuy the game for $39.99. This is a quote
Wow.
from that quote unquote explanation. Every avenue we pursued, there was some form of blocker, and those blockers meant that at least one group of players ended up being left out of the upgrade for various reasons. As of today, we can't offer an upgrade to everyone, and leaving any one group out seems unfair. We understand this is not what you want to hear. End quote.
I think they understand, because it is
Sounds like they
like
understand it completely, right?
a next level of bullshit like you have never heard before. And I'm talking about an industry filled with CEOs like Bobby Kotick and Bobby Kotick and EA and Blizzard and Bobby Kotick. I mean, you definitely have your load of BS, but
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, this guys deserve at least a participation medal or something. Because holy
For
shit!
yeah, it is.
Uh,
It is interesting to say the least. They didn't really give a full explanation. The Q&A is out there if you want to take a look at it. But what it sounds like to me is what it sounds like to me is that they're trying to say that they were trying to make it available on the current whatever the games that they've sold, and that there's some sort of glitch that doesn't allow it to happen, or allows it for some people and not all.
That makes
And
no
I guess
sense.
they just can't figure it out, is what it is. You know what I mean?
I know that glitch. It's greed. It's
Oh no, yeah,
motherfucking
that's what I'm saying.
greed.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, come on.
It's the we can't find a way to deliver. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, how many versions of Control are there? I mean, there are the different consoles, but are you saying that is was difficult for you to
Who
give
knows? Who knows
something
when they,
away? Like, what the
to
fuck are
try
you
to
talking
to try
about?
to piece together what it is they're trying to say is
Well,
impossible
it's because
at this
it's
point.
because it's a bunch of words put together that
It's
means
a word
nothing.
salad. That's
It's a
exactly. It's a
word
word
salad.
salad.
Like, there you
Yeah, yeah.
go. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it says nothing at the end, and it doesn't save face. Quite the opposite. You might as well just gone with with the worst voted Reddit post ever. You know, the oh my god, what was that quote from the guy that did Battlefront 2? True then perseveres. Hold on. Now I
I
have
don't
to
remember.
remember.
I have
Wor-
no clue what you're talking about.
worst or most down voted Reddit post. Uh, what's the most downloaded? Oh, it was EA, and it was talking about
I think I remember. I just don't remember what the phrase was. I don't remember.
the
Jesus.
fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I don't. I'm not finding it. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm not finding it either. But oh well.
That thing was legendary. Anyway, I want to keep looking, so you're gonna have to keep talking now.
All right, I'll just go through my last two pieces here that are just small anyway. Death Loop has been delayed until next year. For anyone who was interested in that game, Death Loop, the next game from the makers of Dishonored and Prey, Arcane Studios, is delayed until spring of 2021. The studio said Tuesday morning. Excuse me. So yeah, unfortunately, that one will stick until 2021. And the last little bit of news that I have: Ben Affleck to return as
Affleck.
Batman in the Flash movie, further confusing the DCEU. As now we will have two Batmans because Robert Pattinson is still playing the Cape Crusader in the Batman film. Yeah, fucking DC, fucking Warner Brothers DC. I have no idea what the hell they're doing,
I found it.
other than confusing everything. So, but yeah, that's my last two pieces, sir.
All right. It was EA's community team or manager. It was the famous sense of pride and accomplishment quote where they were talking about like why the hell is it so difficult to unlock Vader? Even for people that
Oh
have
yeah,
remember
yeah.
even for the
Mm-hmm.
people that have shelled like
It
$80
was
for
Battlefront.
the
Okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah. I
for
don't know why.
Battlefront.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes, and it just kept going from there. And that was the most down downvoted comment with 667,816 downvotes on Reddit from 2 years ago,
Wow.
and that shit was hilarious. And now Control, it's trying to, it's definitely going for that. You know, they're going
I
for
feel
the
so
cup.
bad for oh god, Remedy. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this is
Yeah,
clearly 505. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think
absolutely.
Remedy would have came out and said, there's some issue that's not letting us do. You know what I mean? It's like some technical issue that's not letting us do it. But 505 is the one that's saying it. And it's like, what? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, that's all I
Uh,
got.
you guys know Halo? Remember Halo? Halo used to be something. Now it's probably not so much.
No.
Oh, that's so mean. I actually play Halo, Master Chief Collection. Again, I forgot to mention that this week. So that tells you.
Yeah.
No, but you know what?
I think I can understand why you didn't mention it.
I'm happy to report at least that the huge problem that I had with not too long ago actually with the sound of the game Halo Reach, which sounded like super muffled and like dude, it sounded horrible. They fixed it.
Oh,
They
good.
fixed it now. It sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound. It's not really legit like the 360 version, but it is. It sounds okay. It sounds fine. It doesn't sound like it's coming out of freaking empty toilet paper tube or something, you know. But yeah, Halo Infinite development troubles uh, allegedly caused by heavy outsourcing. There's a report.
Hmm.
According to a new report, Halo Infinite's delay was the result of years of development struggles. Uh, Paul Thurrott, which runs the website Thurrott.com, I think it was. I think it is. Uh, Thurrott, if you're interested, has spoken with anonymous development sources to try and understand the factors that contributed to Microsoft's decisions to delay Halo Infinite. Uh, that news was shocking, not just because it meant the Xbox Series X would launch without any major new first party exclusive, but also because Infinite is a long in development title and many believe will have no problem hitting their holiday 2020 target. But it was reportedly not the case. According to the report, Halo Infinite has had a long and troubled development history onto a number of factors. Uh, and it says to help hit the target, 343 Industries shifted several positions of the game's development to third-party contractors, which require constant wrangling of multiple in-house and outsourcing teams. Something that's proven challenging, particularly given the ratio of third-party developers to internal, which the report said it was higher than in most games. So it's almost like, oh, this game was pretty much done, pretty much outsourced at this point.
Hmm.
This created disagreements about many of the game's features, which reportedly led to creative director Tim Longo's departure in August of 2019, which was then followed by his successor, Mary Olsen, in October of the same year. Uh, Head of Xbox Phil Spencer recently said that Microsoft considered splitting Infinite into different parts, but ultimately decided against the idea. Yeah, that would have been horrible. According to the report, this has been a discussion within Microsoft since at least late 2019. Though we have not independently verified the details in Thorott's report, and this is 24 VG 24/7 saying
Hmm.
the site has a solid history in uncovering details about unannounced Microsoft products and services. That's true. He discusses a lot of things, even that has to do with like Window, new versions of Window releases and stuff like that. He's a fairly reliable source, I would say. Halo Infinite is due sometime in 2021 on PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PS4. No, I'm
Nice.
kidding about the PS4.
Oh,
Just trying to see if you were listening, and you were obviously not because it's Halo, and who gives a shit about Halo?
the yeah.
Says you, Sony enthusiast. I got
Uh,
I,
yeah.
I got one more.
The
Uh,
enthusiast is the preferred. Thank you.
yes. Hitman 3 is an Epic Game Store exclusive on PC. Because, of course. The PC version of Hitman 3 will only be available through the Epic Game Store at release. IO
Yeah.
Interactive, the developer and publisher of Hitman 3, announced today that the game's PC version is an Epic Store game exclusive. In celebration, Hitman 2016 will be available to download and own forever from August 27 to September 3rd. So you can get original Hitman. I mean, Hitman 2016, that is. Given how Hitman 3 will allow players to bring forward their progress and locations from Hitman 2, IO confirmed that the feature will be available on the Epic Game Store version. In a statement, IO CEO Hakan Abrak explained that the Epic Games deal was welcome for a company new self-publishing, for the company's new self-publishing initiative. In other words, basically,
Mhm.
which I understand. They obviously pay more to the developers and the publishers. Um, Let me see. Along the news, IO also revealed one more of Hitman's three locations: the Thornbridge Manor in Dartmoor, England. And yeah, basically, Hitman is out on January on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
There's
God
that.
damn it, it's hard to say anymore. But not Steam, because we got to do the console fight on PC
Hey,
now, I
y- y-
guess.
that's you backing up Epic, man. That's them. All right. You- you're okay.
I'm
You're okay
not
with them
begging
using your
anybody.
tools.
I think I think that it's more fair for them to be for developers and publishers to be paid organically, not through the use of, like, you know microtransactions and crap like that. I'm not defending that practice, but I am defending, paying, what is it, 80% and they take 10%, or
Uh,
79% and take 11%, something like that. That's what that happened.
you only have to pay 12%. So
12%.
88%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. I'll rather, I'll defend the 8812 versus the 7030 of Steam and all the other app stores out there that are just sitting there like royalties because, hey, you wanna reach our audience, you gotta pay this toll. This is the tax, motherfuckers. So yeah, but that's the only thing. I don't like the idea of, well, great. Now we have, we have the fight, the people being unhappy because I don't care. I have the Epic Store thing installed. I have Steam installed. I have to have the Windows one because it comes in by default with Windows 10. But like, I don't care if I have to install UPlay. I'll install it. I prefer not to, if I could, but it is what it is. Well, anyway, that's all. That's all the news I have.
Awesome. All right, guys. Stand by. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Ready to read the ball. Okay. All right. All right. So, listen, listen. This is. I'm gonna have some serious talk right now. Everybody likes to take sides, and Xbox sucks, and Sony sucks, and no, PlayStation 5 I hope Xbox gets taken out of the friggin' Xbot, and then and then you have this fanboy fight, right? Now, this is the reason why, if you are, and you're in general, not you, even
Mm-hmm.
though, if you are a Sony enthusiast, You never want to wish wrong to Microsoft. You never want to wish them to cease to exist. You never want them to give up or anything like that. You need a strong Microsoft to keep Sony in the space and vice versa. I'll show you why. Right now, right now, in the world of PC, Nvidia, uh, there's two camps, Nvidia and AMD for graphics cards. The graphics cards do a lot of things for computers, but most people relate video cards to, hey, I want to play games on PC. I want to have a good video card on it. It is, I would say, one of the most, if not maybe the most important component that you can get if you want to play, your games, and then you see, improvement on it. So getting a new version of it, it's it's almost like the generation gap, except that is yearly, or or every 2 years or something like that. And I mean, it's not. I'm not comparing it to be the same, but anyway, I digress. Nvidia is releasing their new flagship RTX GeForce RTX 3090 is what they expect it to be called, and yes, it's powerful and all that, but AMD right now, unfortunately, facts are facts. They exist, and even though their CPUs are amazing, their GPUs are no competition to NVIDIA's GPUs right now. They're simply not, unfortunately, you know, and that's the problem. It gives free reign to NVIDIA to do whatever the hell they want in any way. They can impose the rules Apple style, and they can price their shit Apple style. Right now, they're saying that the cheapest version, if you want to get the card, uh the cheapest, most reasonable version of this card uh could be costing consumers $1,300, and
Wow.
$1,400 if you want the founders edition, they call it, which is basically their hand-picked, better silicon versions of for those who don't know, silicon is what the chips are made of, and if you have a better version of it, you could technically like clock it higher, and it runs a little bit more efficient and yada yada. So Nvidia always get the cream of the crop for themselves, and then their board partners are the ones that get the rest. And but if those are the prices, and I remember in this last generation of RTX cards, I couldn't get the high end one because the high end card was $1,100. But in reality, that means that board partners were selling it for like $1,400, $1,300 already. So that means that this generation, if I were to want the high, the high end one, it'll I'll probably looking at close to 2 grand on it. That is insane. I mean, I'm exaggerating. It's not going to be 2 grand, but it easily 1,500 already for a video card. That's a high end. That is a high, top of the line, high end gaming PC right now, and money right now. And it is ridiculous, and it goes to show, because why? Because they have no competition.
Yeah.
The Nvidia has no competition, so they are running with it, and they can afford, because people will pay for it. They're
I think that's the main issue right there, though. It's like if people don't pay for it, and realistically, with the way things are going now, I still say we are deep in a recession and borderline depression. So I think with this release, when they see, if they see, a significant drop in sales, that means that it can possibly get cheaper. Although I can also understand a little bit with everything that's happened recently, with not us not getting a lot of stuff from foreign areas because of COVID and all this, all that stuff has, I'm sure, added to the cost of getting stuff. So to an extent, I can maybe understand some of the price, but at the same time, it has to still be compatible price wise, with the ones prior, and that sounds like it's
Yeah,
astronomical. Yeah.
in the case of Nvidia, they have no problem because they are their own maker, and they're all distribution, and this is the price that they will release, worldwide, basically. So I mean, granted,
Interesting.
it hasn't been. These are still rumors. It's just the rumors come from a source that so far has been very on point.
Hmm.
And there are already pictures of this thing, and this thing is a beast. Like, if you think like you've seen the video card on my PC, and it looks and it looks gigantic, and inside. Well, this thing is it dwarfs it. It
Yeah.
is
Well.
ridiculous. I mean, how hot is this thing gonna run? I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. It's
The
wild. It's
first thing I
crazy.
thought of. Yeah.
It's
Wow.
I'm a big fan of Nvidia video cards. However, fuck, man, I don't want it to run by itself. I need AMD to release the next the next powerful chip. And you know what's funny? Uh, AMD are the ones powering all these next gen consoles, and they're powering it with their next gen chip that they're planning on releasing, a version. I mean, it's not entirely, it's not the exact same version that's going to come on PC, but the silicon is the same.
Mhm.
So they have the technology. They just need to step it up, man, and give it at a reasonable price. If you can make something that, granted, is probably not going to meet the Nvidia on performance, but can give you the most bang for your buck, people will flood towards that. And you
Yeah.
got ray tracing and all that on that, people will flood towards that. And then Nvidia will be forced to, like, rail it down a little bit. Rail it down, Nvidia. Break it, break it down. You fucking bastards. I don't
All
have
right.
$1,200 to spend on a video card.
That there was your PC moment with David, aka Dream Twister, and not to
Well,
worry,
PC
we'll
was the
have a
example. PC was the example. The thing of the message, the message itself was for the console crowd. In reality, this fanatism towards a company, it's 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 sick. Actually, like, check yourselves. Be careful. Don't fall into the market. Don't become part of the marketing hype. But yeah.
well said, sir. Well said. All right. So I guess it's time to move into our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
Hot topic again, guys. Mr. Dream Twister is on the hot seat. One may actually say that he was ranting a little bit about this just to avoid even longer being on the hot seat. But
Nope. I just wanted to sound a little smarter on something, since I'm just gonna make a complete dumbass of myself here. But you know what? It's for the show. I'm gonna berate myself and show you how little I know about my favorite topic, pop culture. I might as well be
that's
asking Arnaldo about GeForce cards and memory timings.
I mean, yeah, I'd be, I'd be.
Uh,
Hold on, let me Google that. Oh man! All right, so this
uh,
is a little bit of it's a nice mix of certain things, and I think it includes some things that I know you'll know, or themes I should say that I know you'll know. And in
uh-huh.
these particular themes, I've thrown a little bit of curveball. So some are multiple choice, others are not. The ones that are not are probably not because I feel that you probably would know this, and I don't want to make it easier for you, obviously. So
Right.
so yeah, Let's start at the top.
Well, I'm gonna need some help. Not with the answers, but like if you find myself, if you see that I'm going towards the question, I'm not super eloquent, so I might stumble a little bit of the answer. So if you notice that I'm going there, please, take my hand. I'm not asking you to lead me. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah. I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay. I think you're a little bit more worried than you need to be.
this
But
question's
I
not
think you'll
gonna
be
be
okay.
like.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with these first couple or first few are going to be movie related. All right.
Oh wow, my favorite topic. I watch so many movies.
Yeah.
Come on, lay it on me.
But these are multiple choice, so this should help out a little bit.
All right,
Okay.
it's all cease.
So the first question: what is the highest grossing film of all time without taking inflation into account? Titanic, Avengers Endgame, Avatar, Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
That's gonna have to be. Oh shit! You threw the curveball there without counting inflation. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know how this relates to. Oh shit! I want to say it's probably. Uh, can I phone a friend? Chaos. I need your help, buddy. What? Well, fuck you too. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were busy. All right. This guy is busy. He's
No,
working.
unfortunately.
All right. So I'm gonna have to go with uh Avengers Endgame. It was the last blurbs that I heard in the news was that the biggest grossing because we kind of re-released it again, and now we took over Avatar. Yay!
Well,
Because we
congratulations,
cheated.
sir. That is the correct answer.
Ah,
Avengers
yeah.
Endgame. All right. See, you're already on the board. All right. All right.
All right.
Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So next question. Which actor or actress is killed off in the opening scene of Scream?
I
Courtney
have never
Cox,
screamed
Nev
in my
Campbell,
life.
Drew Barrymore, or Rose McGowan. So A, B, C, or D.
I can say Dustin Hoffman, and for all it's gonna be the same. I remember Courtney Cox. She was a part of it. Uh, I don't remember seeing what's her name. Okay, say the names again, please, because I'm not good
Courtney
at.
Cox, Nev Campbell, Drew Barrymore, Rose McGowan.
I don't remember seeing Ross McGowan too much, but then again, it's probably because I didn't watch Scream. So I'm gonna go with Rose just
Rose
because.
McGowan. All right. Sir, that is incorrect. The right answer is Drew Barrymore.
Oh, of course, he was Drew Barrymore. They couldn't afford her, so they
Yeah.
need to get out quick.
She can only be in there for a few minutes.
Just for the
Yeah.
opening credits. Yes, I should have known that. Come on. Sometimes I need to think this strategically. There's a reason
Yeah.
why you're throwing this.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Next question, sir. Which film did Steven Spielberg win his first Oscar for Best Director? Was it Jaws, Catch Me If You Can, E.T., or Schindler's List?
Sir, it was E.T. Everybody knows that.
It was Schindler's List, sir.
Motherfucker!
Remember that movie I kept telling you to watch?
Oh yeah, it's great. That's what I need to watch during a depression and during a pandemic.
Oh,
Yes, ideally. It
all right.
could
So
have
this
been
year,
E.T. That shows the state of the.
I mean, E.T. was there as a as a decoy, as a red herring almost. All right, next question. This is from a very popular film. What is the name of Quint Shark's hunting boat in the film Jaws? Was it the whale, the orca, the dolphin, or the shark?
Shoot, I should have known. I should know this. Hold on. Okay, go again. Go again.
All right, the name of the boat. Is it the whale, the orca, the dolphin, or the shark?
I've seen Jaws. But what the fuck is gonna remember that? Wasn't it the orca?
Nice, nailed it, sir. There it is. See?
Yes, I remember. I remember that it was something odd, like why an arc? Why an orca?
What the fuck is an
Isn't that the
orca?
bird that put its neck in the sand? Yeah, I don't know. That's
That's
probably not.
awesome. All right. So we're out of the general movie,
Oh,
and
thank God.
you are 2 for 4. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad so far. All right. So let's move on. These next few are going to be Disney related. So
Oh
keep that in
wow.
mind. Yes. Uh, first
If it's,
question.
if it's better be about Monster Inc.
Actually, I purposely avoided Monsters Inc.
I hate you. I
uh,
hate you, Mr. Martin.
what was the first feature-length animated film Disney ever released? This is also multiple choice. So was it Pinocchio, Fantasia, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or Dumbo?
I want to. You're tricking me again, Mr. Martin. Okay, again, because I remember what was Steamboat Willie. I mean, why am I asking? This was not mentioned.
That's a
Uh,
short.
that's a
Steamboat
short.
Willie was a
Yeah.
short. I'm talking
Fantasia.
feature-length film. And there's only these four: so Pinocchio, Fantasia, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or Dumbo.
It was not Pinocchio. It was either Fantasia or Snow White. Probably Snow White. I don't know,
Nailed
man.
it. There you go.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Snow White and the Seven
I was
Dwarfs. That's
thinking,
right.
I was thinking, which one sounds the oldest?
The oldest-
And it's like it can't be Fantasia but I feel like Mickey was already acting like a big thing, so it wouldn't have been that. So what's the oldest story that I can think of? Yeah, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
There
Let's
you
go
go.
with that one.
Well done, sir. All right. What was the first original Disney song to win an Academy Award for Best Original Song? Was
A whole
it
new world.
Someday My Prince Will Come, Circle of Life, Beauty and the Beast, When You Wish Upon a Star?
It was the circle of life. I have no idea, but it's the only one I can remember. And the melody doesn't go like that.
Not even close. It was When You Wish Upon a Star.
Who's gonna remember that?
Yes, sir.
There was no way.
That's that's one of their oldest too. On top of that,
Oh,
all right.
I should have known. See, I should go with that. Whenever they have a question about what is the first, I should think, okay, what's the oldest sounding one? I need to go with that.
All right.
I should.
What was the last Walt Disney? Excuse me. What was the last movie Walt Disney was able to work on before he died? Was it Mary Poppins, 101 Dalmatians, The Jungle Book, or The Sword in the Stone?
Jesus Christ, bro! Come on, this is like college level. How the hell am I
But it's
supposed
multiple
to know
choice. At least you
that?
know the answer's in there somewhere.
Is it? What were the options again?
Mary
Dustin Hoffman.
Poppins. Yeah, Mary Poppins, 101 Dalmatians, The Jungle Book, and The Sword in the Stone.
I didn't even know The Sword in the Stone was a Disney movie.
Oh yeah, that was one of my faves.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna say the Jungle Book. Fuck it. I have no idea.
There you go, sir. Your guess was correct.
No
It's
way.
The Jungle Book.
I did not know that at all.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You
I
guessed
almost
it.
said Ghost of the Jungle. So,
Oh man. Okay.
Curious George.
things are going to get a little bit interesting and harder here. One,
Oh,
these next few are not going to be multiple choice. However, these next few are going to be Star Wars related. So
okay.
I'm gonna get the most obvious one out of the way, which I'm sure you're gonna freaking know. Because if you don't, I'm really gonna start to wonder. This was on the list that I had found, and that's the only reason I'm including it. Because normally I would have just deleted it. So, what is the name of Han Solo's ship?
Millennium Falcon.
There you go. All right, moving on because that is like super easy.
It was definitely not going to be the USS Voyager. I know that. I learned that the hard way.
In what month were all 6 original Star Wars films released?
I only have 12 possible options here. In what month were 6 movies, is that? 12?
All 6 of the original Star Wars, yeah.
All
so
6 of the
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay,
all released in the same month.
Yeah, the only Star Wars movies that they have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, got you. May? Because May the 4th.
Boom, nailed it again. There you go. You see?
That was easy, actually. I'm not gonna. That one because May. I was thinking like Star Wars Day, May the 4th, May.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't really remember. I remember. I tell you this. I remember it not being fucking December.
Yeah. It wasn't until the more recent ones that we got a December release.
Exactly.
All right. Which Star Wars character? I'm sorry.
We haven't had a Star Wars since the last the George Lucas trilogy.
This is true. As far as we're concerned, man. Speaking of George Lucas, which Star Wars character is partially named after director George Lucas' son?
Chewbacca. Ponda Boba. Ponda Baba. Ponda Boba. I forgot his name. After George Lucas' son, I don't know. I always thought that the name Luke in the world was kind of in the world in the galaxy far, far away. It's like saying,
was very simple,
yeah, it was very simple. It's like Juan, like Rodriguez, Juan Rodriguez.
Okay,
or John Smith. So. And
we're going with Luke.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luke.
All right, that unfortunately is incorrect. It is a character by the name of Dexter Jettster.
Oh, there's no way! You freaking hell! I would have known that in 1,000 Suns. You know, you asked me about the lore, not about the mechanical parts of it. All right. I never saw the makings of. I only saw the movies. All right. So there's no way I would have known that.
That's still considered part of pop culture, my friend.
Dexter.
Dexter Jettster, yes, which is a horrible name for the record of any character ever made.
You're making fun of his son.
It's based off his son. That's not his son's actual name. If it is, then I'll look at him going, "Dude, what are you doing to your kid, man?"
His son's name is Dexter Flubs. You ever saw that college humor that I sent you about Star Wars having the stupidest names?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was one of the few I've actually seen. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh, one of the few. So you admit that you don't watch half of the crap that I sent you on the video. I say, dude, you gotta watch this. This is funny, and you don't reply. So I know, well, he's not replying. That means that he's not even caring about it. He looked at it. I was like, oh, this is David. Who cares? And he just continued.
True.
You are admitting. And then when I send you something funny, and haven't I sent you some very funny college humors? The one with the drinks is hysterical.
That is by far the funniest one.
Yes,
by a nautical mile.
Nautical mile.
It's like really far.
We should just post that on the group just for people that haven't seen it, because that's
for love, yes, we should. We should post that. We should have it should be a memory that comes back every year.
Every year.
Post it again.
I know, totally. Guys, that
Uh,
video is my dilemma. Every time I go out drinking with these fools, or back when it was not
yeah,
illegal to
back
do so
before
because of
Mad
the
Max.
pandemic,
Yeah,
that is like it explains so perfectly how I felt, how I feel still to this day. Every time I need to order a drink, it is hysterical. Yep, yep,
that was good.
yeah. And the funny thing is, it has really happened to me. Because remember when we went to Joysticks?
Yep,
That's exactly what happened to me.
yep.
I had to get one drink for me and one for uh what's his name's ex girlfriend, well, whatever. And I asked for the manliest sounding one and the girliest sounding one for her because I offered to buy her one because I
Right.
was drunk. And then they give me this like this vanilla or strawberry Nestle Quick looking thing.
It was really very flamboyant
And
drink.
it was yes. I
It
get
was,
that's how I get fucked. Yeah,
that's how hilarious is what that
it is
was.
so funny. Yeah, yes.
Hilarious. Oh man. Okay.
All right, that's a
Hold on.
nice break. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the
We have
excruciating
we,
questions
we have
that you
just
are
two
forcing
more
upon
left. Two more left here for the category Star Wars. The next one here should be an easy one for you. Which species stole the plans to the Death Star?
Oh man, a lot of them die. It was the Russians. No, it was the it was the Bothams.
That is correct. The Bothans. Many Bothans
Hey,
died
that's
bringing
right.
this information. And in the
We never
final
saw
Star
how.
Wars, how many languages is C3PO fluent in?
Oh my god, I know this one. Oh my god, I know this one. Fuck me. He says it's just like a million or something like that. Hold on. Yeah. He says like I am versing. Fuck. It's like a million. You want the exact number? Are you kidding me?
What does he say? I want his phrase. What does he say? Because he says
What
it every time.
I I
I
am
can't believe you're gonna miss
know-it-all
this one.
asshole. I am
Oh
a
my,
know-it-all asshole. I,
that is pretty much what he says. Yeah.
is that hold on? I am fluent in over human human cyber relations.
I love
You
your
want to have
technique
a
for the
relationship?
record.
I, I'm trying to think of the freaking quote.
Oh, that's
Remember,
great.
you got to remember. You think this is easy, but it's not. You know why? Because the first time that I watched these movies more times in Spanish than I've ever watched it in English. So that should tell you it messed everything up. It messed it up. Sorry, I'm gonna bail on that one. I have no idea.
All right. So we're bailing on this one. He is fluent in over 6 million forms of dialect.
I was close. I said millions. I said millions.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Which is
All
hilarious
right.
because do you know the processing power that he will have to be able to be fluent in all those
In all those
languages, and
languages?
yet he can't even walk fast enough.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It's Star
All right.
Wars.
The next category, it's going to be several questions regarding Harry Potter. So
Fast, fast,
because of
fast.
that, we're going back to the back to the multiple choice
Sir,
options
I
here.
swear. The next question is that I'm gonna make the, it's gonna be related about networking equipment, and
That's fine.
and
You can
it's
make that up, and
you're gonna
then
have to break out an octet and give me.
that's what. Hey, I will be on board with that. It would be the most boring episode ever, but I will be on board with it.
It's gonna be hysterical to see you fumble like I am right now
Oh, I bet you I
on
have
this
an
thing.
answer for everyone. I don't know if they'll be right, but I will have an answer for each and every one. All right.
And The Excel is no longer a correct answer. Not an acceptable answer.
I'm sure I can find many programs out there to to fill in those blanks, my friend. All right, first one here is an easy one, and again,
Uh-huh.
it
I
is
don't know anything about Harry Potter.
it's okay.
I have
It's multiple choice, so it's just A, B, C, or D.
Did you
What
watch the
is
trailer?
What is
Oh,
Harry Potter's Patronus? Is it a horse, an otter, a hare, or a stag?
isn't Patronus the first thing that he says when he wants to cast something? Patronus Drinkanus. What the hell is? Go back and say it again.
What is Harry Potter's Patronus? A horse, an otter, a hare, or a stag?
It's not a horse. One more time.
A horse, not a horse, apparently. An otter, a hare, or a
Otter.
stag,
A hare, like a hare,
like a
like
rabbit.
a rabbit.
Mhm.
Oh, it's not a rabbit. So, and it has a powerful name, Patronus. It's like it's got to be a stag, if I had to guess.
Look at you, Mister Non-Knowing.
Yes,
Yes, it
yes.
is. It's a
Oh, I
stag.
knew. I knew. Of course, Harry Potter. That's I have watched all her movies.
Ah, yes. Stag for those who don't know is a male deer. Just in case you don't know what that is.
I didn't
Uh,
know. No, that's what it was.
yes. Next question: what does the Imperious Curse do? Does it mimic? Does it control? It kills or it tortures?
It's not gonna kill because it's Harry Potter. It's not gonna. It's a curse at most because it's not gonna. It's not gonna kill. It's not gonna. What was
It
the
was
one?
mimics, controls,
Oh,
kills, or tortures.
not gonna kill or torture because that's not what Harry Potter is about. Unless you're seeing Harry Potter with guns, which is hilarious, and I will highly.
Which we will all watch in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer though? I posted a trailer one time.
I think
You
so.
No, you
Maybe.
haven't, because you will remember this.
No,
You
I
will
don't remember.
definitely remember. It's basically Harry Potter. It's the trailer
Oh
for Harry
yes, the
Potter,
Harry Potter with guns. Yes, I did
but
see that.
they put guns on his and everything had to do with guns, and it was hilarious. It it puts
It's called the
no
Imperious
it
Curse again. So
it it what is mimic, like he
mimic,
pantomimes like
uh, sort of mimics is it does what you do. It's almost like a mime that will do what you're doing to
they're not
mimic you. Yeah.
they're not gonna call that imperious. They're gonna call it like Patronus or mimic. Yeah, that's too weak. And controls. It could be control, either curse or control. One of them
There
two.
is no curse, my friend. It is a curse.
A
Uh,
curse.
yeah,
Okay.
Imperious Curse.
Oh,
It either
I thought.
mimics, yeah, it
Uh,
either mimics, controls, kills, or tortures.
it controls. I'm gonna say.
Very good. Another
Ah!
win for you, my friend.
I think I've answered more questions of this one
Yeah, I think you're on
than
a
of
roll so
any of
far.
the other ones.
The one you're most worried about.
I haven't. I mean, yes, I probably have seen. I know that I have seen a couple of Harry Potter movies, but I don't have this fervent like, oh my god, Harry Potter. Like I know, I don't even remember. I remember nothing of the characters or anything. Uh, I know that he had a bolt on his forehead for some reason, and I know that there was that you can't say Baltimore because apparently the city is very shitty or something.
Not Baltimore, but I got you.
Yeah,
That's funny.
and that's it. And they all have wands. And oh, and they have the stupidest fucking sport ever. The sport that is the most nonsensical crap that if I were a Harry Potter fan, I'll be offended of the fact that they try to make me believe that this sport has anything to do with anything because it's supposed to be like some sort of like flying broom soccer or something.
Yeah,
And
I think soccer is the closest I can
soccer,
get to it.
there you go. And they're like hitting themselves and shit like that. But nothing matters because at some point they just release a little golf ball, and if you grab the golf ball with wings, then you win the game,
Period.
regardless of how you did.
Everything else matters not after before
It's
that.
like it's like imagine that in football, if you will. You have the Houston Denver Nuggets, whatever the fuck their names are, and the Patriots, because I gotta know the Patriots because whatever. And then during the Super Bowl, and they're playing this game, and it's close. It's like they're both scored 3 points only, and then or no, sorry, the Patriots are winning by 50 points, but if the Cowboys grab this golf ball, they win the Super Bowl.
They win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
That is the way.
I never understood it myself either. I'll be completely honest with you, but
it's so stupid. Oh my god! Like, yes, Harry Potter's. Come at me, bro, or sis, or whatever, whoever you are. Try to explain to me how that makes sense, please.
Hey, it's a Hail Mary, is what they're going to tell you. That's what it is. They're going to go and use the Hail Mary as an excuse.
If honestly, the best strategy will be like, okay, guys, what you guys are gonna do is just sit down. Just sit down. Don't even fly. Don't do anything. Just stay here. Drink some Patronus. At some point, when you see the golf ball, go after that. And the other team's going to be so tired because they're going to be running around or flying around the field like fools. And you guys are going to be ready to catch the golden golf ball.
Moving on to the next few for Harry Potter here. Yes. Who dies during the third Triwizard Tournament? Was it Victor Crumb, Cedric Diggory, Fleur Delacour, or Cormac McLagan? I love these names.
And Star Wars had the stupidest name, huh? Really? Really?
I'll read them again. A. Victor Crumb.
It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna remember any of them.
Cedric Diggory, Fleur Delacour, or Cormac McLagan. Oh, these are great. These are great.
Lager. Okay. It was Primrose Everdeen. There you go. I win. Did I say it right?
No, not even close. Are you gonna pick one or shot in the dark?
It was I don't know, whatever C. Whoever is C.
Fleur Delacour.
Oh, there you go. Fleur Delacour. Yes.
All right. That is unfortunately incorrect. It was Cedric Diggory.
I was gonna say that. I was actually gonna go to Cedric. I was gonna say Sir Cedric for some reason. I don't know why, but I messed up. Oh damn! Damn! I have a hole now.
Yeah. All right. Next one. What does Dumbledore give?
Stop laughing. You would have not been able to answer this one either.
He probably is.
Yeah.
What does Dumbledore give to Ron in his will? Was it A, a Deluminator, B, an invisibility cloak, C, a portrait, or D, a wand?
It was the invisibility cloak.
And that, my friend, is not correct. It was a Deluminator.
The Deluminator, of course. What's that? Like a magic dildo?
I have honestly, I've seen it, and I don't remember what it was. So who knows? Last one of the Hogwarts variety.
You said that before.
Who was
the last one?
This is literally the last one. Who was the Hogwarts headmaster before Dumbledore? Was it Finis Nigillis, Armando Dippet, Dolores Umbridge, or Dexter Fortescue?
I think you're fucking with people now. Armando Dibis.
Armando Dippet. That's his
What's
name. That's the name of the character.
Oh, yeah, sure. Who was the holding my groin? Amanda Hugginkiss?
Amanda? Oh wait, I don't have an Amanda.
Oh no. Um, licor
A,
43 con leche?
A, B, C, or D, man.
Fuck. No, I need to
All
know
right.
this right. Tell me the
Okay.
names
So,
again.
Finis Nigillis, Armando Dippet, Dolores Umbridge, Dexter Fortescue.
I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm not gonna remember any of A, B. Estoy marinero, güey. Kugara, magadito, fue. Ahora, sí, gato, 1, 2, 3, 4. Juan Pedro, gratitud, NP, fuiste it's not Dippets because that sounds too hilarious. I'm gonna go with B.
B is
Floor.
Armando Dippet.
Oh, that's what I said. So no, I don't want to go with Armando Dippets. Damn it, now I have to go with Armando Dippets because was it a coincidence that I picked him even though I'm gonna go with Armando Dippets just because it was coincidence.
All right. Well, you are correct with Armando Dippet. Look at you.
You see, something told me. I meant to skip him, but I said the name by mistake, so therefore that was right.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
Armando
Very good,
Dippet.
sir. Moving on into the second to last, the
God,
penultimate category. This
Tell me-
particular category is Game of Thrones. And so because it's Game of Thrones and you've read the book, or books in this case, these are not multiple choice. So we're going to start with who was responsible for the creation of the Night King?
So you're talking about the fake Game of Thrones? Then we're gonna be talking about the HBO series. The
I
Night King
guess
was
the books never go into it, so then probably
yeah. That's all. That's all the fan fiction you guys made up. Oh, and it's not even shit. The children of the forest.
hit it on the head, my friend.
No.
Children of the Forest. Yes, that's
No.
what we're Yes.
No. That was the shot in the dog if there has ever been one.
And yet you hit it, my friend. Well done.
I mean, what else could it have been? It was not gonna be. I'm not gonna say, freaking dildo baggins. You know.
I mean, it's possible. All right. What are the three names of Daenerys's dragons?
Oh shit! I know this one. Ah, fuck. I know one of them was like Glory something. Hold on.
I need to put a timer at some point because we're gonna really run late. So, can you name one?
I know Drogon.
Okay.
There was Viserys, and what the fuck was the other one? I know there's Drogon. There is what's the name of her brother?
All right.
Rhaegal. something like that. Fuck, I'm not gonna remember. So
Honestly, I'm gonna give this one to you because the names are Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegal.
Syria. And
Yeah.
oh,
So
I named it. I named it right because I know
the
Drogon
yeah
was for Khal Drogo. Uh, Rhaegal was for the brother.
You said
No,
Viserys.
Viserion. Sorry, Viserion was for
Yeah,
the
you said
brother.
Viserys, and that's technically the brother's name.
Oh,
Viserion is the dragon, which is named after the brother. That's what I'm saying.
Viserion. Oh, I said
Because you were
Viserion.
yeah.
I said Viserion. I said Viserion. I did. I did. I mean, it doesn't matter. I won anyway.
I give it to you.
Woo,
All
woo.
right.
I'm doing the Chandler dance.
What does Valor Margolis mean in High Valerian?
Uh, till we meet again. No. It means something about death. Fuck. What is it? All men must die. All
Very
men must
good. There we
die. Yeah,
go.
I remember. I
There we
remember
go.
that one. I remember that one because they say that a lot in the
They
books.
do. They do. Well, yeah,
Valar
it's doing
regardless.
the show as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Which house only became one of the great houses of Westeros after Aegon Targaryen's invasion?
After Aegon Targaryen's which house became
One of the great houses of Westeros after Aegon Targaryen's invasion.
the roses? What are they called? The flower. I told you, you need to help me if you see me going in the direction of the answer. Even if it's not, even if I'm wrong, just help me out. The one with the roses, with all the flowery shit. How,
Okay, yeah. So that would actually be the right house. It's House Tyrell.
House Tyrell. There you
Yeah,
go. There you
yeah.
go. Yeah, the one with
Nailed
the
it.
flower. I figured out. Yeah, yeah. I know
Yeah.
my Game of Thrones as
All
long as
right.
it's
Hey, good. You good.
from.
All right. Last one here for Game of Thrones.
Uh,
And right now you are 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 in Game of Thrones.
uh,
What is the language of the White Walkers?
of the White Walkers. Again, you're going to the fan fiction. I thought you were gonna ask me about real.
Hey, I have no idea. This was a pop culture question.
But that's HBO. No, I'm not gonna remember that. Valeria. No, that's not
Valerian
the
is
people.
where you go. Yeah,
The white the Rocky. There's.
definitely
I'm not
not.
gonna. I am not gonna know. I am not gonna
Okay.
know. There's.
It
I give
is
up.
called Scroff. The language is called Scroff.
Sure. On the fan fiction of HBO, that's why they made it sound. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Scruff.
All right.
I was
The
gonna know that.
there are
I,
people who
that
do
that
evidently.
one that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. I know about the books. That's the only thing that I can show for
Hey,
myself.
it is part of pop culture, my friend. People would know that answer. Whoever those people are, I don't think we know any of them, but people
Walk.
would
I
know
didn't
that.
I didn't even know that they talk. I thought they just walk.
So the last category is a category that should be near and dear to your heart, my friend. The
Okay.
category is friends.
Oh,
Uh,
there you go.
yeah. So this you should be able to get these for the most part, at least for the most part. So we'll start with an easy one. Well, at least I think it's easy. What song is Phoebe most well known for?
Smelly cat.
Nice. Smelly cat, smelly cat. All right.
Smelly cat.
I know. Well, you have to say it right. Smelly cat. Oh, that's funny. All right. So I got the easy one out of the way. Let's go with the next one. Who sings the Friends theme song?
Bare Naked Ladies.
That is incorrect, my friend. It is
What?
the Rembrandts.
Oh, mother friend. What was I thinking? Bare Naked Ladies. I could have sworn that it was the I think I believed this whole time that it was Bare Naked Ladies. Holy shit! It was the
Okay.
Rembrandt. No, I need to confirm that. Can I
Yeah,
phone a friend? Go ahead.
you gotta phone a friend again.
I believe
I
you.
think
Oh
our
yeah, you
friend
that one already.
is working. All right.
Should have given me a 50-50.
What is Chandler's middle name?
Oh my god. Mo- Maurice, was it? uh, I think that's what it was. Ch-
So I'm gonna give this one to you, even though it's a different name, but it does begin with an M. Muriel.
Muriel. Muriel. It was something with an M. I was close. I was close.
All right.
Oh my god.
What was the name of Ross and Monica's dog when they were kids?
Oh my god, Chachi. No, it was not Chachi. That's that's
Happy
Rachel.
Days.
That's Happy Days. Oh my god. Ross and Monica's dog.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a cat which was Miss Meowington's whiskers. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell was Oh my
All
I'm
right.
trying to remember. I remember Ross saying it. It's like oh my god. Chi 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 Chi.
There you go. Nailed it. Chi is right. Yeah.
And I
Chi is
remember
right.
because I think he was told what really happened to the dog. Not that he was taken to to a field or something like that. Oh
All
my
right.
God,
The
Chi-Chi.
last question of the evening. What was Joey's nickname while he was working at Alessandro's?
Joyce was the dragon. I was like, Joy was working at Alessandro's, and then I remember, oh yeah, everybody wanted to call him the dragon, or
Yes.
everyone calling him the dragon.
Well done, my friend. So
Woo!
you basically got literally uh, 2/3 of the questions right. You got 18 right, and you missed 9. So exactly 2/3.
Woo!
Well done, sir. Well done
Woo!
for
I don't
Mister. I don't care
super.
anything about pop culture.
Well, I feel like you kind of helped me at the end there. When you saw all the things, you were like, I gotta give him something. Let's put friends here, bendito.
Oh, sir.
I'm surprised you didn't ask me what was the name of what was the name of Central Perk's cafeteria. Central Perk.
Well done, sir. Well done. Thank you so
I
much for
can't
being a
believe
good sport.
I can't believe I missed the
The Rembrandts.
Rembrandts. I can't believe all this time I grew up thinking that
Bare naked ladies.
no one told you life was gonna be this way. I need to fix my I need to fix my playlist. I think I might have mislabeled some songs.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Bare
All
naked
right,
lady.
guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you had fun hearing Mister Dream Twister squirm a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, I still can't believe I got those Harry Potter ones. How the hell? Pure
Honestly,
luck.
through the process of elimination, I think you did pretty well. Because you're like, well, it's Harry Potter. That's not going to have death and all this. And as you were saying,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that immediately eliminates, a lot of them. Right?
The
Yeah, definitely.
torture one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is Arnaldo, and actually, first off, please once again go to goodgame.rocks. Make sure you join the conversation there, and like, subscribe, and share, and the podcast with everyone. Shout out to Novela Escondido. I know they give us a shout out every so often. I wanted to give them a shout out. Been listening to their show more often, and they got good stuff there. If you are Spanish speaking and you want a good podcast to listen to in Spanish, Nivel Escondido is one of the best, if not the best. And so, yeah, this is Mad Dog signing off for this week, saying please do not forget to vote. It is extremely important that you do. And while you're doing it, make sure you're wearing a mask. Mr. Santos, take us home.
Sir, I have a question for you. Name me 4 examples of Microsoft security network protocols and go.
There is the fingerprint. Then they have the retinal scanner. And then they have the blood, right? You have to inject them with the blood, make sure it's the right blood type. And then the DNA.
Sir, you got them right. I said 5, but I'm gonna give it to you because you were very close, even though you were not close at all. It was HTTPS, SSL, SSH, and of course, who can forget SFTP? I mean, come on, right? And FTP was the other one, but I'm gonna let that one slide. But you were close, so I'm gonna give it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. 5 of 5, even though you had 4.
All right, guys.
Here's your networking diploma.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't realize it was this easy.
You're passed. You have your certification now.
Nice. All right, guys. So we'll see you next week. GG!